Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno
This
Mars.
is Selena Gomez.
Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
Amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Mocha's in a sling, like
Yeah.
an arm sling.
Fell off a BMX bike and crashed into a wall.
Wait, is that really what happened?
That is really what happened.
On purpose?
X Games style. Yeah. So I was with my family at a bike park, indoor bike park, right? And we've been there like a billion times. And I know the place really well. And my son and I ride around and do all the different courses. And I was feeling a little brave after doing a few jumps and like nailing all the jumps. And I took a jump a little too high, the highest I'd ever gone. And the front tire, I didn't hit the landing proper. And the tire hit awkward on the ground. I flew over, still holding on to the bike, and slid down a ramp across the floor. And it was a wall that stopped me. My shoulder and my right shoulder and the side of the right side of my head hit the wall, and I was down and out. Had to go to the hospital.
Did we not just have this conversation about one of the things that I find the most hilarious in life is watching dads who still think they can do things?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
You know, I thought about that story that you told last week as well.
I was kicking a soccer ball with my kid. I limped for 2 days afterwards, right?
No, hold on. You kicked a soccer ball barefoot.
Barefoot,
with
yes, yes.
No shoe. No, but you started with wearing shoes and decided to take your shoes
and when I was telling the story about how it's hysterical watching dads who still think they can do things, I even brought up when a dad gets on a bike.
Yeah, but listen, I've been to this place and I've done this
but you're
stuff
not,
like
you're
so
not
many
in your
times.
jump years, man.
I know.
All you have to do is back out. You didn't have to go
And listen,
got all extreme.
everybody online, they're all accusing me of doing this on purpose to get out of racing Shem. And now I'm even more motivated to get this injury fixed so I can come and whoop your ass, Shem. I did not do this on
What
purpose.
was your wife's reaction?
She concerned, but also similar to Shem,
Yes.
similar to Roz. Like, you idiot! Like, what are you doing?
At the age you are now, okay? If you're
Which is young still,
if
yeah.
you're doing BMX jumps at the age you are now, in
Young,
your
yeah.
20s you would have been pro.
Yeah.
There is no reason for somebody who is the age you are now, who was not previously a professional BMX rider, to be doing jumps.
So I had to go to the hospital and had to do a bunch of X-rays.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ross is laughing at you.
Did you tell them what happened?
I told them.
Yeah.
They didn't laugh like
No.
you guys.
Oh,
they were very sympathetic.
Wow, that's shocking.
Okay, they were very sympathetic.
Yeah.
They determined that it was my collarbone had separated from my shoulder.
That's a rough injury.
So that's why I am in a sling right now.
Yeah.
They don't think that surgery will be needed. However, I have to go to the fracture clinic on Monday to do another round of x-rays to see how it is healing. But it is very difficult to do things like get dressed or shower
Or run.
or anything like that.
Shut up, Shem.
Pause for 1 second. This is, you are now in like long-term rehab for this. Like,
Well, I was reading up
did you
on it.
tell
It
the
said
doctors that you
anywhere-
had a big race coming up?
No,
And then
why
they
would I do
laughed.
that?
Right?
No,
you didn't tell
I don't want to
them.
get roasted.
I know, but you didn't tell them that you had a big race coming up with a coworker.
Man.
You didn't say I have to race my office mate in a couple weeks. Are you guys?
I told one person.
Yeah. What did they say? What did they say? When are you going to be back to normal? Because I know right now the race is all anybody's talking about. So Mocha and Shem are going to foot race each other, right? Like this was supposed to be happening fairly soon. We were putting the whole show together. So did they give you any sort of timeline? Have you Googled? Did your wife Google? Wives always Google
Yes.
how long it's going to take. What did?
Well, I did, and they said this kind of injury that
Yes.
I have, the rehab could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to upwards of like 12 weeks.
Okay.
Depending on how bad the damage is, right? Because I am going to have to do
But
a
your
little bit of
feet
physio
are
after.
fine.
No, you need your arms to run. You can't run a race
with your arms down
No, you
beside
can't run a race if you can't use your arms. It's just
Like, I can't
it's
sneeze without it
impossible.
hurting.
No,
basically.
it hurts like hell. I broke my shoulder skateboarding.
Yeah.
For the very first time when I turned 30, I decided to get on a skateboard for the very first time, broke my shoulder within minutes, right? Never use a skateboard ever again. I will tell you this, it still hurts.
Does it really?
It still
Roz, you can't say that. You're not helping.
It still hurts.
No, listen, this is my motivation. I am like so prepared to do what I have to do and so motivated to do what I have to do to get better, to A, get back on a BMX bike, and B, whoop the pants off of Shem.
Shem, would you agree in some way to maybe even the playing field, and maybe we could, like, maybe you do this race and both of you have to have your hands in your pockets like penguins.
Shut up.
Where you run, you can run without your arms. Do you still think that you would win if that had to be the case? You couldn't use your arms?
You know what? I'll do you one better.
Yeah.
I will tie my knees together.
Excuse me?
And still beat Mocha.
Oh, wow.
Okay? He's still going down.
Wow.
You just built in an excuse for people to feel badly for you when you lose.
Okay.
Oh, poor Mocha.
Wow. Okay. Aside from Shem's words, Mocha, what's your pain level like right now? How are you doing? People want to know.
On a scale of 1 to 10, on Sunday it was at a 10.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was at a 9. Today it's at about a 7.
Yeah.
So
Because of
I
the
think,
good meds?
I think I'm okay.
Is that your sleeping side or your non-sleeping side?
None. And I'm up like somebody asked me, actually, somebody asked, because this happened to them, because they have night terrors like I do.
Yes.
They said, hey, did the same thing happen to you? What happened to me? Which is I had a night terror so bad I fell out of bed and broke my collarbone.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, yes, if you are just joining us, Mocha's at home, working from home because he's in a sling, because he was BMXing at the age that he is and went off a jump and hit a wall.
Yeah.
So the pain level today,
It's a sick jump, though.
It's going down, right? The pain level is
going down. Yeah.
And the race is still going to happen, but we need to say right now, you need to get full rehab before you are back in racing form,
Wait,
right?
what? You
Absolutely.
Need to forfeit. That's what you need to do.
Oh,
I'm not.
You need to flat out
forfeit.
You-
Postponement.
Since
It's a
when do you just get
postponement.
No,
time?
no,
Sounds like Shem is scared.
This is a postponement.
He had the night terrors and broke his collarbone.
Well,
Like,
Shem,
I
Shem
did not-
acting like he's
Whatever.
going to call the commissioner. Like, okay? We just wait. Okay?
Yeah, don't worry. The race is still on.
Yeah.
I am going to be on the mend, and now I'm even more motivated
Wow.
to get better,
Okay.
so I can whoop you.
I think Mocha
Jeff.
should get a head start on the
Whoop
race, though.
you.
Okay.
He's gonna need
Okay, so the race is still on. Mocha just has to get better first, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, sure.
I promise.
My God. Oh, my
Don't you
God.
worry, Shem.
I'm
Don't
not
you
worried.
worry.
Not at all.
And you know what? After the race, and I whoop you, and I slap you with my broken
You know what? I'm gonna go break my own
okay.
collarbone and I'll still race you. How about that?
We gotta listen. We gotta take a break, and I'm gonna try and separate the two of you, even though you're not in the same room. You're not even in the same city right now, and it's too heated for me.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Sweating already today.
It shows.
Uh-oh, what'd you eat last night?
What I have.
It's always with what you ate last night.
I know it's always what I ate last night. No, because I was on.
Okay, hold on, wait, stop. Everyone,
yeah.
let's go around the room and guess, because we know what makes Ross sweat. Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he's sweating now, then what he ate last night was heavy and greasy.
Stop it!
See,
I'll
I'm-
tell you, forget it.
I'm
Don't
guessing
even guess.
tacos.
Don't even guess.
No?
No. Listen, the price of groceries has me sweaty. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because I am in my house on the day when leftovers have to go in the green bin. I'm the guy in the house that has to coddle a dinner together with all the leftovers from the two previous nights.
My God.
The girls get
That's
a
the
fresh.
best.
The girls get a fresh dinner, right?
Yeah, and you eat the green bin.
And I eat the freaking green bin. Okay. Yeah. So yes, Maury, it was tacos, but also with tacos, I had three left. I had one little tiny side bowl of spaghetti sauce, and then I also had fries supreme with taco meat on them.
Wait, but so
then it was the
Chicken
fries that made you
tacos.
sweat.
I had chicken tacos,
So was it all
a side
three-
of spaghetti sauce, and fries supreme.
So did you dip anything into the spaghetti sauce?
No.
You just ate the spaghetti sauce with a spoon. Thank God. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you didn't say that you drank it from the bowl.
I'm sweating so bad right now. No, listen, I mean, the price of groceries. I was at the grocery store. I went to 2 grocery stores in one day the other day, and I saw at the self-checkout. And by the way, the self-checkout now is far from the friendly place that it used to be. Don't get me wrong, it's still friendly.
Yeah, because everyone's upset.
They are on you. They are like, I feel like the eyes are on me when I'm at the self-checkout. And because I watch the guy, 2 things in his hand, he scans one of them, both things go in the bag, right?
Oh.
Okay. Then I go to across the street. I go to one of those fancy independent grocery stores where everything is like super expensive. It's all organic. It's stuff you've never heard of in your life before. And I'm walking down the sidewalk to go into the grocery store. And out of the doors, this couple passed me who had just walked out. Like a couple. I'm talking in there like maybe mid to late 20s, good looking, well-dressed, everything else. They get about 15 feet past the door and they stop and they have a shopping bag in their hand. And then he turns to her and she unzips his coat and starts taking all the stuff out of the coat that they stole from the grocery store and starts putting it like it was like a giant loaf of bread and a can of.
We're at the point where people are stealing bread?
Yes, it was like an Italian loaf, one of those round but flat, sort of looks like Maury.
What?
Right, one of those Italian loaves. So it was a big Italian loaf, a can of something, and a box of like herbal tea.
How big was his jacket?
Yes, it was like a puffer coat.
Are we at the point now where they're going to put those security tags you see on Versace sweaters on soup?
I'm telling you, man, it's crazy out there. So the price of groceries has me like I eat the garbage every night because groceries are so expensive.
You got the green bin special.
Yes, right? I just take the thing out from underneath the sink and sit on the couch with a spoon. I'm telling you, man. So the reason I'm sweating is because groceries are so damn expensive.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I missed the anniversary of the McNugget yesterday.
Are you?
40 years is how old the McNugget is. Yeah, because I guess they were giving away free McNuggets to people if you like downloaded the app and stuff in the States.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How come they didn't do that here?
Or did they? I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't even know. 1983 is when the McNugget. You don't remember life with no McNuggets, though, eh, Mocha?
No, McNuggies have always been in my life.
Have they? Yeah, you don't remember?
Oh, my.
I remember when they launched the McNugget.
Do you really?
Yeah, I was 9.
Oh
like 10 years old. I remember when people were like, have you had a McNugget? Because I guess originally the guy who invented them set out to do, he was going to do like onion nuggets.
Wait, what?
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
And then they were messing around with recipes, and somebody was like, why don't we put this chicken stuff in there and see how that tastes? And they were like, done.
Deep fried chicken.
Yeah, but they were supposed to be like onion rings, but like onion nuggets. Is what they were supposed to be. Yeah.
Chicken McNuggets are amazing.
You know
are you kidding me?
You know what pisses me off about chicken McNuggets?
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
What's to be mad about chicken McNuggets? You're the only person in the entire world that can be pissed off at something in relation to chicken McNuggets.
Yes. Let me tell you what pisses me off about chicken nuggets. Okay?
Go.
I understand the 6-piece.
Yes.
Fully. I understand the 20-piece.
Yes.
Absolutely. What makes no sense is a 9-piece that you can't split evenly between 2 people.
Because you don't need a 9-piece.
No. But like if you have kids, right, and you get like a 9-piece, right, you can't split a 9-piece. Why do 6 and 20 and not 10? It makes no sense to me.
You should write a letter.
I'm a little late. Guys, I thought about this 40 years ago.
Yeah. You should send them an email.
Yeah.
I have the ad. It's mcdonalds@gmail.com.
Shut up, you jackass.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I didn't want to spend the entire news break talking about McNuggets, but here we are.
Oh, sir.
Okay, so an hour ago in the news, I was talking about how yesterday that was the anniversary, the 40th anniversary of Chicken McNuggets, right? And
stop covering your face. Face the truth, sir.
And I hadn't had McNuggets in forever, right? Do you remember McNugget
years.
Buddies? Remember the puppet, the toys that they used to have? Anyway,
No.
So 1983 is when McNuggets came out. And I clearly remember when McNuggets came out. And I had said that the thing that pissed me off about McNuggets, okay, is that I understood the 6-pack. I understood the 20-pack. But what made no sense to me was the 9-pack because you couldn't split it between two people.
Well, unless someone's greedy.
Right.
So 6 I get, 20 I get, 9 always pissed me off because it was just an awkward number to split between two people. And then you tell me that the text line started going crazy at 925-555 saying what?
They changed a 9-piece to a 10-piece, in all caps, long time ago.
Okay.
So many texts. Somebody else said, is Roz losing it? And McNuggets, they don't have 9 McNugget option at McDonald's. Another. It's 6, 10, and 20.
No.
There is no 9.
Okay.
Somebody else said, Roz, they must have heard you years ago, your complaints years ago.
Some places.
Because it's been so long since they've sold a 9-piece McNugget.
Okay.
Dog.
All I'm saying is that some places still do the 9-piece, okay?
Yeah, if you have the time machine and go back 40 years.
I started going, this is exactly what I did. So listen, I was like, is this like a Mandela effect thing where I'm like crazy that it's a 9-piece? So here, I went to like old commercials. Old commercial number 1, please, for me, Maury.
Mustard, sweet and sour, honey and barbecue. 4 sauces made especially for dipping. Could it be 6, 9, and 20 McNugget sizes?
Right?
What is this, a test?
Chicken McNuggets. People come for them in cars, on foot, even on their knees, and they all come to one place, McDonald's.
Okay. So then we're going to play clip number 3 here, Maury.
Sir, that sounds like it was recorded in a park.
Wait till you hear this one. So I'm
go.
like, okay, maybe it was different always in Canada. And then I'm like, and then I went and I found the launch commercial for McNuggets when they entered Canada. So here, play 3 for me, Maury.
They're here.
They're here.
Oh, God.
Mommy, they're here.
They're here?
Yeah.
Chicken McNuggets.
Oh, my God.
Right? Listen, wait.
Sweet and sour, honey,
And barbecue. Hot mustard.
6, 9, or 20.
6, 9, or 20.
Okay.
Winner.
Okay?
Bro,
Right.
that commercial is so old.
Stop
Those
it.
people who were
Stop
in the
it.
commercial aren't even alive
You
anymore.
don't even know. You don't even.
Okay.
Do you not remember the rap? You don't remember the rap when they did that, right?
No.
Can you turn my computer up more? I'm going to play something from here.
Oh, my God.
You don't remember the McNugget rap? Give me a second. How do you not remember the McNugget rap? I used to have the McNugget rap stuck in my head for so long. Don't you
Somebody just texted and said, bro, how old is that commercial?
Shut up, okay?
Yo, straight
Stop
facts.
it.
I
Just
swear
stop
you're
it.
making it up.
Let me
You're
play.
making it up.
Let me play the rap for you.
Let's do the chant.
Okay, all right.
1 McNugget, 2 McNuggets, 3 McNuggets, 4, 6 chicken McNuggets taste so good you'll ask for more. Boneless chicken McNuggets taste so fine with McNugget mania stripes. Try the pack of 9. Dip in McNuggets in a sauce satisfies. If you want to share McNuggets, try the 20-piece size. 6 pieces, 9 pieces, 20 pieces too. Chicken McNuggets. McDonald's and you.
It's on you, Adrian.
Bars. Fire.
So anyway, I'm not crazy that they used to come in a 9-piece, right?
No, but that's the thing. You didn't say originally used to. You were so convinced that it's still happening now. And then we get inundated with texts from people being like, sir.
When did it change? When did that change? If somebody works
Probably
at
a year
McDonald's,
after they launched.
Shut up with that. Stop
in
it.
1984.
I remember stuff like you know me. I haven't had a chicken McNugget probably since 1984. And it pissed me off then. And
So
it
don't
pisses me
complain
off.
about
Stop. Okay. Just whatever. Okay.
39 years later, still complaining. Gee, that's a long grudge.
I know. I built this entire career of mine just for this day so I could one day go on the radio and complain about the size of McNuggets.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I got to play you this poor guy. This Amazon driver fell into somebody's septic tank.
Ew.
Yeah.
How?
Oh, I don't even know. I guess what happened is that they were doing work on it or something. They had it all dug up.
Uh-huh.
And so the actual tank part of it was in the bottom of this hole. And then the walls were still dirt where they had dug up. So I guess maybe they were switching out the septic tank or doing something on it.
Not visible.
Not visible. But because of all the rain and everything in California, all the ground is super moist. And he was walking by it and the ground just gave way. And he went sliding down into this. And the septic tank was not empty.
Oh.
Okay.
That's so gross.
So nasty.
Okay, because what happens with all that rain, if your septic system is old, everything else, like you have to do work on it. Like everything will overflow, and it's just not good. So this poor guy slips into the tank. Now, thankfully, before he lived the whole thing on TikTok, he did call for help.
Yeah.
So here's the guy in the septic tank.
It's delivering to this customer's house, and I just fell into a septic tank. I think I don't know if they were digging it or what, but I walked by it, and the ground came out underneath me. I'm like 6 feet down, and I tried using these roots around me to get out, and it just pulled more dirt on top of me. So I just called dispatch. Hopefully they're going to get the cops or the fire department here, because I definitely don't want to try to climb out on my own again, because like I said, the walls are kind of caving in on me. A little bit scary.
Oh no, that is so disgusting.
So that's people's first reaction is, I need to go live.
Yeah, well, listen, man. Like, I don't know if it's your I don't know. Maybe you think you're not going to make it out of there. I don't know, but yes, you're right, Maury. It's like it's people see this as, oh my God, I'm in a septic tank. How the hell am I going to get out? Am I going to die in here? Also, great content, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. Here's part.
So update: fire department's coming. I'm standing in knee-deep sludge and pretty sure. The rabbit fell in here somewhere, and I am not digging for it, so the rabbit's gone. And again, I tried to pull on these vines to get out, and the ground just kind of pulls big chunks of dirt in, and I really do not want to die in somebody's whatever you call these things. I can't even think right now. Hopefully they don't make me finish my route. I still got like 100 stops left.
Oh no!
But you never know. Anyway, fire department's on their way.
So that's the question. He still had 100 stops left after he fell into somebody's septic tank. Did they make him finish his route?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm going to say that they sent another Amazon driver, to go and take his van to finish the job for the day. And then he can go home and change.
If you were wondering, the famous thing we always ask on the subreddit, but can you finish your route? Well, unfortunately, the answer for me was yes. I guess I'm too nice, but they sent someone to take 50 packages off me, so that's cool. I went home, took a quick shower, left my clothes in the backyard because they were covered with human feces and urine and all that good stuff.
Throw them away!
And, by the way, the fire department showed up, the police showed up, an ambulance showed up, and a helicopter showed up.
Oh, no!
That was mighty nice of them. Ended up dropping a ladder down there and getting me out. The fire chief told me that was a dangerous situation I was in, and I probably didn't realize how dangerous it was, because when he got there, he said, don't move. But anyway, I'm going to finish my route.
Oh, no.
So be safe out there. Watch out for sinkholes. Watch out for septic tanks. And just keep on moving on.
Wow. Still have to get those deliveries.
50. He had to do 50 stops after that.
Listen, if I'm a Prime member, I expect that delivery today.
How long? And you know what's super interesting, though, is that if your Prime package was late, right, the way that people are when it comes to things like what you've ordered and your expectations. And if your package didn't arrive and you got an email being like, hey, your package didn't arrive because your driver fell in someone's septic tank, he's okay, but he spent a long time inside someone's septic tank. Mm-hmm. I think that there's a good number of people that would get that email and go, oh, God. You know what I
mean? Well, I pay my Prime membership for that.
Yes.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Hannah, where and when does your Hell of a Story take place?
So, it was a couple of weeks ago.
I think it was Wednesday, the 7th of December.
Okay.
In a local park that's just about a minute's drive from us.
Okay.
A place called Clumber Park.
And what happened exactly?
So we go every morning at around 6 a.m. Because we like to go when it's quiet and get a good 7 miles in before work. And I got out the car and set off, leaving my husband to sort out the dogs. And I just had an overwhelming feeling that there was something else there, something at the side of me. So I took out my phone and took a photo. The camera on my phone was set to live photo.
Mm-hmm.
And as I took the photo, I saw something crawl in front of me. I thought at first it was an animal, and I followed it with the torch. But it disappeared as soon as I put the torch on it.
Like disappeared into the woods or into where?
No, as soon as I put the actual torchlight onto it, I could no longer see it.
Your flashlight.
I could only see it through my phone.
So what
the
did
camera on my phone.
So what did you think it was?
At first, I thought it was a living animal, which is why I followed it with the torch.
Right.
And then when I looked back and played it back, I thought, well, it's some sort of spirit animal then, a ghost animal. I couldn't explain it. But then the more I've looked at it, it's got human-like limbs.
What?
And it's like it's crawling. It's like a human form crawling. But in actual fact, on my original photo, my live photo, for the first split second when you play it, there's actually 2. And there's one that stood upright just behind where the figure's crawling to.
Like a demigorgon?
What's one of those?
Oh, from Stranger Things. From Stranger Things.
Mocha believes in demons and stuff like that. Do you believe in demons, Hannah?
Well, I never really have, no, but there is something quite odd about that particular creature, being, whatever it is. I don't know.
Okay, Hannah. So Mocha has not seen your video yet, so we're going to analyze.
Right, okay.
We're going to analyze this right now. Okay, so Mocha, if you would like to click the link and watch the live photo that Hannah claims is some sort of demon.
Hold on, what? Oh my God. Guys, it like appears out of nowhere, like out of thin air. You see it. It looks like it's like a smoky kind of figure, and then it like disappears into thin air. Yo, Hannah, that is not an animal.
No, it's kind of human-like in its form. How
not
it's
that I
crawling.
believe. There's something.
Not that I looked at Mocha. You screamed. You shrieked when you saw this.
Hold
not
on.
that I believe.
Wait. Okay. Wait. No. Now that I'm analyzing, is there a chance that the wind blew and it's the leaves that have created this figure and they're just like blowing across?
Well, it was early in the morning. There was no
wind.
There was no mist. Neither myself nor my husband smoke. There is no logical explanation in my mind as to what it is. It is purely and simply what it is.
A demon.
Which is what?
Well, I don't know. Some sort of human-like form crawling across the path.
I'm on Hannah's side with this one. I don't think that's
Have you
leaves.
zoomed in and zoom in on it? It never changes its form.
Yeah, you're right. Have you sent this video, any of this footage off to anyone to like really analyze it?
Like who?
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Who, Mocha? Who?
Like
who?
I don't know, like the
I'd be happy
university.
to,
Who?
but
Do you
I don't know where to start with all
Okay,
that.
hold on here, bro. Okay, Mocha thinks like the world works like it does in the movies, where you, Hannah, could send off this footage to, quote, the university.
Yeah.
And they have a team of co-eds who only do ghost stuff, and then you'd get an answer in a couple hours, right? Something like that?
I'd be happy to do that, but
It doesn't exist, Hannah. It doesn't exist.
Like Oxford or Cambridge.
No.
One of those places?
You think they're doing this up at Oxford?
Yeah.
No, man. All they're doing is rowing.
Okay, so what now, Hannah?
Well, that's it. That is what it is. And
right.
And to my husband. My husband's always been very skeptical, but when he eventually caught me up, I turned to him and said, "I think I've just seen a ghost."
Yeah.
And I've got it on.
Have other people claimed to have
photo.
seen ghosts in this forest?
It's supposed to be haunted.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
it is.
I've never experienced anything else there, but it's supposed to be haunted by a grey lady.
By a gray lady.
By a grey lady, yeah.
Some of the comments on your post here on Facebook, somebody said, definitely not a dog. That's a demon-like figure. Another person said...
Yeah, lots of people have said that.
Yeah, you have all missed the man in the top right corner flying above the trees.
Well, Hannah, you claim to have a demon on film on your morning walk, which I think the most impressive part of this story is that you do 7 miles before work every day. That's a lot. Mocha is convinced that what you shot was obviously a demon. I don't know if you want to go back and listen to the shriek that he let out when he first saw your video.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the results from the university.
Yeah, Mocha suggests sending it all off to, quote, the university to finally get an answer as to what this is. And this, of course, was all filmed in the same forest where other locals claim the gray lady walks among the trees.
Yeah.
Okay. Hannah, thank you so much. I think you've convinced Mocha. I'm a skeptic, but I think you got one. I think you got one, Hannah.
Thank you.
Right on. Thank
Thanks,
you. Really
Hannah.
appreciate you,
Take
Hannah.
care.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. How's your arm?
It still hurts.
Mocha's in a sling. Still. What hurts the most? Mocha was, you were BMXing with your kid at a BMX park and you went too high off a jump. And like,
looks sick though. And I didn't hit the landing, and I crashed into a wall, and got my collarbone separated from my shoulder, which is why I'm in a sling and working from home because I'm not allowed to drive. Bro, I went outside of the house for the first time yesterday since Sunday.
Yeah. Now, is like Jenna helping you bathe and stuff? Like, can you clean yourself?
No, I can bathe. I take the sling off at least twice a day just to just stretch my arm straight because of the L position it's in right now all day. So I'm able to shower, but I can't. So like parts of my body don't get
that's what I was asking, right? Because one hand usually does some parts, and then the other hand picks up the all the other work. But
so the left side of my body hasn't properly been washed since Sunday morning.
And what about putting a t-shirt on?
Oh my God, it hurts so much. The other day when I was on the radio. I think it was on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right? When I revealed everything, I was only wearing one sock because I can only get one sock on.
Man. What about going to the bathroom?
I gotta sit.
Yeah, but what about how do you undo like the belt and stuff like that, or the zipper, or the button fly? How do you do button flies?
Who says he's putting on pants?
I've been wearing the same track pants.
Yeah, okay, good for you. And then so you have to do that thing where literally one thumb does the whole job, right? Like you put in there, you pull a little bit down, and then you start moving that thumb around the top waistband and cinch them down.
Here's the thing that kind of saved me, right? Is that this injury is on the right side of on my right shoulder, my right arm, that I can't use. What's saving me is the fact that I'm left-handed, right?
Yes.
So I could still type properly. I've actually got pretty decent with using my computer mouse with my left hand, and then switching over and typing on the keyboard.
Really?
Texting on the phone, everything with the left hand. Yeah. But some tasks are definitely like, I don't know. The other day I had to open a jar of something and I couldn't. So Jenna had to open the jar for me. Right? So there's certain things that I can't do.
I couldn't imagine trying to wipe with my left hand. Even the thought of like how I would maneuver my body if I couldn't use my dominant hand. Like, thank God it was your right arm and not your left arm. Like I couldn't imagine having to do stuff like that.
I'd be so done.
Yeah, like when I broke my shoulder, I broke my left. Right, so it was same thing because I'm right-handed. It's all good, but oh my God! So how do those track pants smell? Are they okay?
No, I'm probably gonna have to switch them up.
Yeah, you should probably switch them up because when did the injury happen?
On Sunday.
Sunday, okay, and we're now.
These track pants were fresh on Sunday night.
Really? We're Thursday.
It's Thursday. Still in pain.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah, heading to the fracture clinic on Monday for another round of x-rays. I mean, sleeping at night is what hurts the most because my arm, because I still got to keep the sling on, so my arm falls asleep.
Yeah.
So I pretty much up like once an hour, and then I sit up on the side of the bed, and I wait for the blood to start flowing in my arm again before I can get back to sleep. So it's uninterrupted, or sorry, it's very much interrupted sleep throughout the night.
Is Jenna your wife the type that just like Googles everything? You know what I mean? Like as soon as an injury happens, like I would force, because Catherine does the exact same thing. Like I could break my arm and literally a half hour later, Catherine would come out of the office going, I think you might also have lupus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would turn from one thing into another thing. You just got to heal though, right?
Injury happened on Sunday. By Monday, they're looking to book an appointment to remove my arm. Right? This isn't good. This is not good.
What happened to your shoulder? SARS.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello, Drew. It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
Good, brother. How are you?
Good, man. We understand that you have a question for Roz. Go ahead.
So me and my girlfriend, we want to get another cat. And we're wondering, can this two cats share the same litter box?
Yeah, I mean, it's best to give them their own, although they may just choose to use the same litter box. We have 3 big litter boxes for 4 cats.
And do they all share, or they all have their preferred litter box?
So the weird thing is that for some weird reason, and I don't know why, they decided collectively to go number 1 in one of them and number 2 in the other one.
Is it because they all, maybe one day all did number 1 in one of them, and that's the smell that lingers, so they figure that's where we're going to go from now on?
But even when I change the litter, I always move the boxes around, right? So I don't keep the boxes in the same order, and they go number 1 in one.
Really?
And I think one of them is just doesn't care anymore because there's bad aim everywhere. But yeah, they go number 1 in one and number 2 in the other one. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah.
Is it like a territory thing, like for new cats that come into a new house?
I don't know. How many cats do you have now? Just one?
We just have one.
How old?
We've had 2 dogs. She's going to be 2 years old in April.
Okay, so still baby enough that she's going to play with the new one, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do you recommend getting a kitten or a foster cat?
Jeez, I'll tell you, we've had all sorts of different kinds. We've had 1-year-old cats that we just found in the backyard and all of this other stuff. But I will say that the sort of perfect age to get a cat is 3 months. Anything younger, because mums teach kittens so well, and kittens, when they grow up sort of in those first 3 months with other kittens, they learn how to play and they learn how to respond when they're playing too rough, right? And so if you get a cat in that doesn't know those signals from, learning with other cats, your cat that you have is going to hate it because the cat's just going to be too rough. We've gone through that. But yes, your 2-year-old absolutely needs a cat to play with.
Yeah, because we've had 2 dogs and the cat just hated the dogs.
Yeah.
Right. And,
so you're getting the cat a buddy.
Yeah, we're trying to we thought getting 2 dogs would help. Right. And the cat just looked at us and it's I hate you guys right now.
You had a lonely cat, so you decided to buy 2 dogs?
Well, one we started off with a golden doodle, and then our son got allergic to him, and then we had to give him up, and then we got a toy poodle, right? And then the cat hated that thing.
Oh no!
Right? Yeah. So she was just by the looks of it, she looked very stressed out because it was oh my God, these animals don't stop.
You're gonna be fine. Get another cat. You're gonna be okay. Yeah. You're totally gonna be fine, man.
Thank you so much, Drew. Appreciate you, brother.
No problem, guys. Thank you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Well, it is Friday the 13th.
That's true.
The first Friday the 13th of 2023.
There's going to be 2.
That's it?
There's going to be one more in October, and I read that there are never more than 3.
Yeah.
So if you're superstitious, maybe stay home today.
For God's, don't tell people to stay home.
Just saying. I said
it might be safer to leave the house.
Even if you are superstitious, don't stay home.
Stay home. Stay in bed.
No.
Stay on the couch.
Oh, my God.
Watch TV. Watch Netflix.
I mean, it's a terrible day out, but,
Right?
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe stay home. What do I know?
Are you in a bad mood because Dammit Maury bothering you?
Oh,
at home
I was
about Friday the 13th?
so busy. I had so much going on, and I haven't talked to Maury on the phone. When's the last time we talked on the phone, Maury? Realistically, realistically, when's the last time we talked on the phone? Do you think?
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Like I'm talking probably since we talked on the phone, like 3-4 months.
And doesn't the heart grow fonder?
No.
So this is what happens whenever.
No.
Dammit Maury calls Roz. You can never trust him because he always records a conversation.
There's full PTSD,
and it's not it's like not about business, not about anything other than nonsense. Straight up.
Yo.
Hey, you're not busy.
Oh, God, what?
It's Friday the 13th.
What do you want?
What Great Lake should you avoid on Friday the 13th?
What?
Lake Erie. Okay, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there? No. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Yes. B.
Yes, who?
No, B.
B what?
No. Knock, knock.
Okay, who's there?
Yes, B.
Yes, B who?
I never said yes.
Yes, you did.
Totally
knock, knock.
Who's there?
B.
B who?
Beware, it's Friday the 13th.
Oh, for God's sake.
Are you doing anything to celebrate today?
Come on now.
No!
Okay, what do Italians...
Who celebrates Friday? Okay, go ahead.
You! What do Italians eat on Friday the 13th? That's not
What?
racist, is it? Okay.
Are Italians a race?
Well, Italy.
Are Italians a race?
What?
No, right?
Knock, knock.
Okay, fettuccine Alfredo. So
Are Italians a race?
No, like Jewish.
Are Jewish not a race?
No, Jewish is a race.
Is it, though?
Isn't it?
Oh, my God.
Is it a religion?
It's a religion.
But is it also a race?
Good question. So Friday the 13th has like a fear, like a phobia name for it. And I wanted to see if you could say it with me. Okay, you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Parasedecaviki triaphobia.
The what?
When you say it, I'll say it back.
Okay. Parasedecavitria.
Try again.
Okay. Paraskvedectriaphobia.
Break
Say
it down.
Para. Skvedic.
What? That's not even a word.
SKEVID.
SKEVID. Okay.
Skvedic.
Yeah.
Paraskvedic. Say it.
Okay. No.
Paraskvedic triaphobia. Paraskvedic triaphobia.
There you go. Congratulations.
Say it.
No, don't demand me to do things. Ask nicely.
Roz Weston, would you please say the Friday the 13th phobia word parasedecavitria with me?
That's better. No, thank you.
After all that?
After all what? You are like, oh my God.
What
dude,
pants do ghosts wear to the Friday the 13th dance?
What?
Boo jeans.
Oh, God.
Parasedecavitria.
Okay, cool.
Come on, I'll say it and you say it with me at the same time on 3, 2, 1.
Okay, go.
3, 2,
1.
Parasit.
Oh. There you go. Friday the 13th, y'all.
Jabroni.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello, Priscilla. Happy New Year.
Hello. Happy New Year to you as well.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
What's your question?
Do you guys think you would have ended up friends if you met in the real world and neither of you were on the show?
How long have you been listening to the show for?
Probably about 10 years.
Oh, okay. So you know us all pretty well, personalities, interests, stuff like that. What do you think?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Interesting.
None of us.
Okay, so if we weren't all working on the show together, would any of us have been friends, like, had we just met, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like if
you just met aside from the show.
I'll try and put it into in sort of context that may make sense, right? Okay. So if let's just say that Catherine, my fiance, and Jenna, Mocha's wife, worked together. Like, let's say they just wound up working together at the same place.
Sure.
And they became sort of friends. And they were like, oh my God, our husbands would probably get along really well.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, would we become friends because of that?
If we all hung out together, like, would Mocha and I sort of start this spark of where when we would then independently become friends? And no, I think that when our wives were together and Mocha was there and I was there, we'd probably have a really great time, and laugh and joke and everything else. But that would be it, right? That would be it.
Now, like, if we would, I can't see us just independently, forget that scenario, just like being in the same place at the same time to then spark up a conversation and then that led to a friendship. Absolutely not. I don't think that would ever happen.
I can't. Even younger though, like there was just no chance of that happening.
No.
Personality-wise, I think that Mocha aligns real well with who sort of like my friends are and what I look for in a friend, definitely. But like, would we ever be friends? No, I don't think so. Like, Shem, I think maybe like...
You know what?
I think you and Mocha probably would.
Yeah.
Maybe. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, because I think we have a lot of the same interests, right? Like whether it's music or wrestling. And so I think just sort of naturally we probably would have. And being Guyanese probably also helps. Might even have
And
relatives.
we grew up like in the same
neighborhood. Exactly.
Our parents both still live in the same neighborhood, not far from each other.
Yeah.
So I think that there's more of a chance that Shem and I would have connected and became friends.
Yeah. And then, damn it, Maury, no. Like, I would never have even, I don't know.
Just leave it at no.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Maury, like, do you think that you would be friends with any of us had we just met? Like,
Absolutely not.
No.
But after reading your book, I think that you and I would have been friends if we were in school together.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
What makes you say that?
Because I just felt that we would have somehow, if we were in the same school,
right.
I feel as though you'd feel sorry for me.
You know what? I agree with Maureen now.
You think so,
you guys would be like an odd couple in school. No, you know what I mean?
No, but there's no way that their paths would have crossed.
No,
at all.
but I think
like if
Roz
Maury and I
would've-
went to the same high school is what he's saying.
Yeah.
No, I know, but like even if you went to the same high school, for as small as your high school was, like you would have known each other or known of each other. But as far as like hanging out outside of school, I don't think that would have happened.
No, I don't think we would have hung out outside of school, but I think that we would have maybe like.
I know where you're going with it.
I just don't want to say the words because I was about to say I don't think we would have hung out outside the school, but I think we could have had some fun inside the school. But I don't. But you know what I mean? Like I don't want. I can't say that, right? Because that's something I don't know. There was the dark room and the auto
Mocha,
shop.
don't interrupt him.
The auto shop was empty for for the fifth and sixth period most of the time. But no, I can't see us ever being like we would never be friends because I think that just sort of goes with like if this show went away, who would stay in contact, right? Like let's say the show went away and we all knew like this wasn't something that was sudden, but like let's say we decided to end the show. Like who would stay in contact with who, do you think?
Well,
and how often would you communicate?
I would still stay in contact with Shem and I would still stay in contact with you.
But not often though, I don't think, right?
I'd say pretty often.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we would still do
But we wouldn't see each other though.
No, we wouldn't see each other. It would just be strictly text.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
No offense, Dan and Maury, but you and I don't have any common interests, so I wouldn't have any reason to reach out to you. I would send you like a message on your birthday and be like, yo man, happy birthday. It's January 10th,
June.
It's June 10th.
God, man, Maury has this like. Maury's about to buy his therapist a new car. No, but I will say this though. I will say this. I think that what would wind up happening is that if this show went away and we decided to end it, I think that the one part of this show that wouldn't go away is the group chat. And I think that it would be for a very, very long time. I think that we would all still do this show, but only do this show in the group chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like,
exactly.
I think that we would continue to do the Roz and Mocha show, but only it would be a group chat exclusive.
Yeah, it would be an audience of 4.
It would be an audience of 4, just ourselves. And we would still send each other like the Maury memes and all of that stuff. Like, I think that if the show went away, and I don't know if we would ever see each other or how often we would see each other, but I can tell you that this show would live on and we would do the show in the group chat.
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
Definitely.
There you go, Priscilla. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for your question. That was great.
Thanks for chatting, guys.
Happy New Year. Before we let you go, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
I went back and forth on this one for a while, but I think I finally landed on Roz.
Haven't we all?
Shut up, Maury.
You're the best, Priscilla.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Priscilla. I appreciate you.
Bye. Have a good day, guys.
Bye, love.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I'm starting to think that Maury trolled me today. Every now and then, Maury sends me like a super passive-aggressive news story with nowhere, no source where it's from, no date when it originated. But today, I open my email, and the first thing I see from Maury is a news story. Let me read you the headline. You tell me if this is a passive-aggressive diss or not.
Okay.
It's good to be in a bad mood.
Oh, my God. That's so passive-aggressive.
Grumpy people are more detail-oriented, right?
Oh, my God.
I don't know if it's passive-aggressive as much as it's like complimentary.
No, that's just aggressive. That's not even passive-aggressive. That's blatantly aggressive.
Yeah, he meant to send that.
Thank you.
To you specifically.
Thank you. Thank you. Right?
You're
and then,
welcome.
of course, and the problem is that it pissed me off. Right? So I've been
You had to read it?
No, I've been pissed off all day. I've been highly productive, by the way.
So you agree with the
I've been-
story.
But I've been pissed off all day. There's some stuff that does make sense. So, okay. So the way that they break it down is they say that if you're going in for something like a medical procedure and the doctor seems like he's in a pissy mood, right? That they got up on the wrong side of the bed. They say that you're actually in better hands or could be in better hands. So according to the new study, they found that bad moods can make people more detail oriented. And it's not just because they want to be less chatty. Which for me, that's what it is. Head down, do the work. The researchers say that mood and language are supported by different parts of the brain, but there's a lot of interaction going on between them. So when the people in the study were in a negative mood, they were more careful and analytical. They scrutinized what was actually in front of them and didn't just fall back on general knowledge and routine. So when you're in a bad mood, you tend to focus on things like detail because you're pissy.
I've never met a more organized person than you.
Maury, listen, man.
I would say focused.
You already made it bad enough, Maury. I don't need to make it worse. You know what I mean?
Stop talking.
Like, just stop. Like, just stop. It's not a compliment. Like, you were the first of all, you don't know how to give a compliment. You really don't. You've never, have you ever complimented anyone where they legitimately looked at you and went, oh my God, thanks, man?
Never, no.
No. You know what I mean? Yes.
Incapable.
Incapable. But anyway, so I'm all for this. Grumpy people.
Oh, you
more
are? So you're happy
detail-oriented.
that he sent you the article?
No, I'm not happy that he sent me the article. Oh,
you can't win.
God.
But you're happy that you know the information?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
yes. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm in the worst mood right now. I swear to God. All right.
But look at that. You're also focused.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Amy in Vancouver. Hello. It's Roz and Mocha.
Hi, Roz Mocha. How are you?
Good. How you doing, girl?
I'm trying so hard to forgive my boyfriend for not being with me when my grandpa died.
Oh, you wrote us this. Hey, Roz and Mocha, fix my life. How do I forgive my boyfriend for leaving after an argument 2 days after my grandfather died? He left me alone to go through the funeral alone without his shoulder to cry on. Now he keeps saying that he's sorry and that he'll never do it again. My grandfather is only going to die once. What does that even mean? I've had the worst 2 weeks of my life. He is back home. We're trying to work this out, but I'm still so very hurt.
When you said that he's back home, like the two of you live together?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay, and how has the interaction been since he's come back home?
That's the thing. Like we're trying to. It's so easy to act like everything's normal, and I feel like he doesn't understand like what a hard time I went through while he was gone like 4 hours away at his dad's for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Visiting family and hunting and having fun, right?
Oh, so that was going to be my next question is what was he doing when he wasn't with you during all that time? So you said he was with family, friends. So he's basically on vacation.
Yeah, like it feels like he went and had a nice trip to visit his family, but
Has he left before?
no.
What was the argument over?
So the plan was to go to the funeral home that morning. I woke up at 9 a.m. and he was up playing video games. Like he hadn't slept. He was up. He was drinking and he was playing video games. So I got really mad. And it wasn't good on my part either. I started yelling and then he, being, off no sleep and drinking, was being really ignorant. And so I started saying, get out of my house, go somewhere else and sober up. We'll talk later.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, no, I pay rent here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not leaving. But then he's like, no, you know what? I'm going to go to my dad's. And he made the bus trip.
So you kicked him out.
Like, I was, but not for 2 weeks.
But you kicked him out.
Yeah.
So it's not that he left. He just left for too long.
Yeah.
Now, during all this time, had he been like reaching out to you? Had he been calling you? Did he text you even like on the day of the funeral? Anything like that?
Yeah, he did a bit. Because he went somewhere to stay the night before his bus the next day. So that morning he texted me saying like, my heart's with you and your family. And
so
I just feel like he should have waited until the funeral.
But you kicked him out though.
Yeah, to go sober up.
I know, but you still, like, he was planning on going to the funeral and doing stuff with you that day, and then you got into an argument about drinking and video games, and you kicked him out.
Yeah.
So for him, you were fine to not have him there.
Essentially, yeah. I was telling him, like, I'm not breaking up with you. Like, you really shouldn't leave me alone right now.
So you got in an argument and you kicked him out, and then even though he was gone, he was still checking in with you saying, I hope you and your family are okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, just based on what you're telling us, that you're both at fault. I don't think it was right that he stayed up, knowing that he's supposed to go with you to the funeral home the next morning. I don't think it was right that he stayed up all night playing video games and drinking to the point where he couldn't be sober enough in the morning. But I also think that it was wrong of you to kick him out. But I understand, like, emotions were very high at the time.
Yeah.
Now, did he at all during that time that he was away say to you through text or on phone calls, hey, let me come back for the funeral?
No.
At any point, did you ask him if he would come back for the funeral?
No, because as he was leaving, he's like, I'm sitting on the bed sobbing and he's yelling at me. And that was like, the last memory I had seeing him. And I was so hurt. I was so mad. I don't even remember the days between when he left and the funeral.
You guys argue a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So this is normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what wound up happening was, these arguments are totally normal for you guys. This is how you handle conflict. But it went farther than it ever had, which is you kicked him out, which, was a big step. That's sort of like a big jump forward in the dynamic that you guys have with one another. And I'm sure he wasn't feeling that he was abandoning you. I think that he may have been feeling like he was just giving you the space that you asked for.
Yeah, he did say that too.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, I think that you guys need to work on just conflict in general and figure out, what it is that you guys fight about, and work on that. If it's the drinking, if it's you fly off the handle, if it's whatever it is, it's not about this one time, because this was just the culmination of many of these times. And it just happened to be on one of the worst days you've had in your entire life. But I think that if you guys are going to make this work, it isn't about him missing your grandfather's funeral.
Yeah.
That's a result of something. That's not the problem.
That was just the thing that set it all off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys are going to have some things to talk about.
This isn't about that one time. This is about all the other times that led to that one time.
That's true.
Does that add some sort of clarity, Amy?
It does. It really does. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for reaching out.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
found this witch on Instagram.
You say witch?
Yeah. She's a green witch, and I don't even know what that means. Her name's Ashley, and she calls herself the Green Witch. And, I'm always talking about how Catherine starts blaming stuff on retrograde, right? Things being in retrograde.
Mercury in retrograde,
yeah. Nothing about any of this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
bad, apparently.
I'm cruising through her Instagram, and then I come across this video, and I'm like, I need somebody to explain all of this to me. So listen to this.
Happy dark moon in Cancer. I just wanted to remind you to take care of yourself, your home, and your family.
Yep.
The dark moon in Cancer is a great time for self-care and nourishing you. This afternoon, Mercury went into a trine with Chiron, and that's going to linger until tomorrow. It is great for heartfelt conversations and talking things through. Mercury is in Leo. Initiate the heartfelt conversations or be the healing conversation if that needs to happen. If you need to have apologizing conversations with somebody or tell those that you love how much you love them if you haven't done that today or haven't done that in a while.
Hi, Ashley, a.k.a. the Happy Green Witch. How are you? It's Roz Mocha.
I'm happy. Hello, good morning. I'm happy. How are you?
Really great. We needed to have you on the show. I came across one of your videos where you were explaining that things are in, I don't even know, Neptune is in Cancer, and then this is in this, and you were going through and talking about how to sort of navigate your life through all of this stuff, and you really sounded like you knew what you were talking about, but I have no idea what any of it meant, because my fiance, Catherine, is always talking about when something's in retrograde and all of this other stuff. And just because we don't understand and can't benefit from this does not mean that the audience will not get something from this. So explain to us, you call yourself a green witch. What is a green witch?
Well, I just call myself the Happy Green Witch.
Okay.
If you ask me how I'm doing, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say I'm happy. Okay. I like to live life on the happy disposition. Green, I like to, I chose the color green because I do prefer, more natural earth side things, natural products, and practice some witchy things. And astrology can certainly be considered a witchy aspect. But what you have tuned into was definitely some astrology talk.
Okay, so what other witchy things do you do?
I definitely get together with some of my friends and we do some rituals and we cast spells.
Wait, like other witches?
Well, yeah, they're also my friends.
Uh-huh. And you do spells?
Yeah, we cast spells and we, do the witch thing.
Like you cast spells on the universe or like on people, individuals?
No, generally we're casting spells to do betterment for ourselves. So whether we're trying to attract things into our lives or change things in our lives.
So nothing negative.
I mean, if we're certainly dealing with some sticky people or some not so happy people, you can certainly do spells to try and make them become more aware of themselves so that they can better themselves.
Okay.
But I'm definitely not I'm not dark, so I don't do any of the negative stuff that some other people may.
So here we are now in the middle of January, and according to you, and whether it be astrology or the planets or everything, where are we right now? What should we be looking out for? Do you have any sort of advice, or where are we? What's our situation right now?
Today is Tuesday, January 17th. So this morning, the moon is going to go void of course. The moon is currently sitting in the sign of Virgo, and it's going to go void of course, which means it's going to be a good morning to take it slow and take it easy. Void of course means when the moon is actually transitioning between the planets.
Yeah.
And it can take anywhere from minutes up to a full day. So that is, again, a good time to take it easy, take it slow. It's going to move out of Virgo and move into Sagittarius.
What does that mean?
That's a good thing?
Yeah, is that a good thing?
Yeah, it's just like...
Okay.
Okay.
It just moves from one side to the other.
Okay. We're in a good spot?
Well, we're always in good spots. There's always positive aspects to look out for when the planets are moving, but the moon moves between each sign of the zodiac every couple of days. So it's always shifting in the zodiac.
Okay. By the way, we're talking to Ashley, a.k.a. the Happy Green Witch. You mentioned before when we were talking, when we were playing one of your videos from IG, about Mercury in retrograde. And I've always heard about Mercury being in retrograde. It's a bad thing, right? Is Mercury the only thing that could be in retrograde, or could like
No.
Mars be in retrograde as well?
Every single planet goes into retrograde. Mars actually just landed direct on Thursday, the 12th in the afternoon. So that happened. And Mercury is going to station direct soon. Okay, it's going to go direct on the 18th. So tomorrow, Wednesday, the 18th, Mercury is going to go direct at 8:12 a.m. So when Mercury, hallelujah, people breathe.
Oh, okay. So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Okay. I thought you were going to say, and that's a bad thing.
I see this all the time. Like whenever there's one of these news stories where some company got, cyber attacked and everything else, half the people are like, oh, those Russians. And the other half of the people are like, Mercury's in retrograde.
That's right.
Right? Ashley, you are a wealth of knowledge. And Mocha and I have no idea what you're talking about. However, I think that what you say would be a huge benefit to the people who listen to this show. And I think having somebody like yourself on who is a witch is very beneficial. And thank you so much. And if we could call you back, like if you could give us the heads up on another day when something real incredible is about to happen, or things that we need to look out for, or if some people have questions for you, we'd love to have you back on the show.
Absolutely. You guys can call me anytime you want to know about the planets. Can I just give you like some heads up about the future?
Please.
Oh. Just some interesting stuff. So like in July, coming into the summer months, we're going to have our first supermoon, and we're actually going to have 4 supermoons back to back.
Oh.
So the first one's going to be July 3rd, and that's our buck moon. That's the name of the moon. And a supermoon is named a supermoon because it's the closest to the Earth at that time. It can look up to 7% fuller and be 16% brighter during these times.
I believe Buck Moon is one of the people Maury subscribes to on OnlyFans.
I was just going to say, I know a guy named Buck Moon.
Hey, Ashley, if people want to follow you on IG or TikTok or anything like that, where do they go?
We go to the Happy Green Witch.
You're great. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Thank you for having me. I super appreciate it.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Did you see that guy that went to a McDonald's drive-thru and they gave him a bag of cash?
What? Like on purpose?
So, no, I don't think it was on purpose, because when you listen to the end of the clip, like he goes back in and I guess returns it, but I guess they had their daily cash that they had to bring to the bank. But they put it in a McDonald's bag. Now, I guess maybe they keep it in a McDonald's bag in the store in case anybody does come in and rob them. Like, nobody's going to steal a McDonald's bag that looks like it's full of food. But to me, when you're a McDonald's outlet and you're handing out a couple of 1,000 bags full of food every day, the one place you don't want to keep the money is in a McDonald's bag. But listen, listen to this guy. Listen to this guy.
I just went to McDonald's, handed me my sausage McMuffin and this bag. Well, what's in this bag? Their deposit, just a couple $1,000 here. Why would you guys do this to me? You know how bad I want this money?
Oh my God! Oh my God! I really want to give you a hug.
When I was driving away, they called me back in to give me $200 and free McDonald's for a month.
Free McDonald's for a month and $200. Maury, I will go to you on this. Decent enough reward?
Not a chance. This is why when you find money, you don't give it back. That's the reason right there.
Jesus, man. I don't even know if I can work with you, dude. I honestly
Can we just
don't.
point out the fact that is an opinion of Damn It Maury and Damn It Maury alone?
I don't even know.
From a company, if you're going to give it back, they had thousands of dollars. They gave it to you by mistake. You gave it back. You saved them so much money, and they
saved them so much money.
They would have lost so much money if you didn't give it back to them, right?
Man, they got insurance for stuff like that.
No, but you just said that you wouldn't give it back.
But this guy did.
I know, but you said you wouldn't give it back.
Absolutely not.
So that's what we're discussing right now.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's theft.
But is it still?
Yes, it is.
No, but is it bad theft?
What do you mean? Is it bad theft?
What do you mean?
What's good theft? Stealing your heart?
No, bad theft is like if you purposely take it. Theft.
Like what's good theft? What's good theft? What's good theft?
If they accidentally gave it to you, that's okay theft.
That's not okay.
No, it's not, because you still know that it's wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
You still know it was a mistake.
Okay, what would
you still know that money is not yours?
Okay, what would be good theft, right? Like what would be good theft?
Stealing from a criminal?
Steal from the rich.
Give to the poor?
But that's still, I guess, sure. You
But
could
stealing's
Robin
still
Hood. You
stealing,
could
right?
Robin Hood the whole situation, but this guy wasn't going to. Maury would never do that. Maury would never steal anything and then do good with it.
Yeah,
Maury would never do good.
No, there's a very good chance if I kept that money, I would have bought groceries with it.
You would have went right back into McDonald's, Maury, and doubled your orders. What you would have done, and you know it. They would have got all their money back eventually. They would
big
have got
time.
it all.
Every single day, twice a day.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, have you guys played trivia on Netflix?
Trivia on Netflix?
Triviaverse?
There's such a thing?
No.
Yeah. We played it last night.
I always see it pop up on my Netflix, but I've never selected it.
Bro,
Wait, you can actually play it or you watch it?
No, you play it. We
Yeah,
played
yeah,
it for
yeah, yeah.
hours last night.
Really?
Yeah, and you can.
Don't you guys remember we talked about this like forever?
I know, but I had never played it though.
Oh, you never played it?
No,
Okay, so
I
explain
never
it.
even seen it. So it's super basic, right? Like it's super basic. You get whatever remote you use, and it tells you decide if you want to play alone, you can play alone, or it says decide in the room who's player 1 and who's player 2, and then it says player 1 ready, and then it just like questions pop up on the screen that you have to read, and then it's multiple choice at the bottom.
do you push
and,
on your remote?
And with your remote, you go down, up, left, or right to where the answer is.
Oh, that's
Okay.
easy.
And
So
it
what are
is
the subjects like? Or
all over the place, like from
Categories, sorry.
everything from like quantum physics to astronomy to Justin Bieber to Netflix shows to sports to like you name it. But there's no rhyme or reason to them.
Now, you're
like, at
super
all.
competitive, so how would that go at your house?
Bro, we like it got ugly last night, and then
No. You got ugly.
no.
Liar.
No, because my
Who's the first one that put up a fight over a question?
No,
and an answer?
but it was no.
No, answer the question, sir.
No.
Who, was it you?
Yeah,
Was it you?
let me-
Yeah, of course it was.
I can't remember. But my confidence was shot yesterday, even going into this, because Roxy was like, oh my God, Roxy gets home. She's like, Dad, can you tell me about this math question, please? And I was like, yeah, cool, no problem, right?
Yeah.
So she goes, okay. And I go, what's the question? And I have I have my phone in my hand, right? And I'm just like, I'm gonna like type it out. And I go, okay, what's the question? She goes, 9m equals 0.117.
What?
Okay. So you Google that.
And I go, but what's the question? She goes, well, the question is 9m equals 0.117.
So you have to do what?
And I go, but Rox, what am I figuring out? And she looks at me and goes, the answer.
Yeah, stupid.
Okay. And so I Googled it. I Googled
and did you
it.
find the answer? What's the answer?
Bro.
What do you have to find? M? I'm terrible at math as well.
I guess, right? I guess you do. So I Googled it and I still don't really understand it. But yes, you have to find M, but I don't know how you find M in 9M equals 0.117. But apparently, you want to take a shot at this more?
So, but it's 9, but there's no plus or minus or anything in between the 9 and the M.
No.
So it's 9.
You just got to figure out what M is.
And you have to figure out, is it minus division plus
well, no.
subject?
No, there's a formula. There's a formula that you should know.
I don't know.
No, neither did I.
Is this when
I
you
had
use
no
bed
idea.
mass?
I had no idea how to do this. But apparently the answer is M equals 0.013, which Roxy was then like, oh, right. And then she just did it. But this is grade 7. Grade 7 math. So my confidence going into Triviaverse was already shot. But to answer your question, Mocha, yes, I was the first person to pick a fight.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I just watched a trailer for Your Place or Mine. Did you watch this yet? Dude, you're going to love it.
What's Your Place or Mine?
It's going to be on Netflix Feb 10th. Perfect for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And it's Ashton Kutcher and Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, that's a great combo, actually.
Yeah. And it's a rom-com.
Love it already.
So Reese Witherspoon is a single mom who lives in LA. Ashton Kutcher is, the way the trailer makes it seem, like her best friend for 20 years, and he lives in New York.
Right.
He's a single guy. As I mentioned, she's a single mom. And the two of them, the first night that they met, they hooked up. And then they just remained friends all this time.
That doesn't work out, ever.
And she's talking to him on the phone. I'll play you a little bit of the trailer, but she's like being a single mom and stressing this and that.
Yeah.
And he says to her, well, why don't you come to New York, stay at my place? I'll fly to LA and I'll look after your kid.
Okay.
Hey, Debbie.
Happy birthday, Peter. 20 years of friendship. Can you believe it?
How do you still speak to me?
Do you remember the first night we met?
Hooking up.
Never stops being weird.
So weird.
Debbie, you need to take a break.
I just need to be practical, which is what you have to be when you're a single mom. Right. Tragic.
I got an idea. I'm coming to LA for a week. I'm going to look after Jack, and you can stay here.
I don't know.
You need help. Let me help.
Taking care of Jack is a lot of work.
I think I got this.
I hope that you get what you want out of this trip. Find yourself a hottie. Maybe get waxed.
Waxed? Oh, waxed.
Waxed.
Oh, well, that's just not going to happen.
So that, by the way, Tig Notaro is in the movie as well.
Oh, nice.
As is Jesse Williams from Grace.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a really good cast.
Yeah. You can't date a woman who's got a male best friend for 20 years, though. Let's just...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that is super weird.
No.
Trust me, it never works out.
It's never a good
I've
thing.
watched too many videos on World Star to know how
thank
people
you.
feel
Right?
about that situation.
And I there was a time where I felt weird saying that, like I was somehow, I don't know, but no. Now that I'm the age that I am, I guess you can just say when things are weird.
20 years, that's a long time.
And a super
have like
huge red flag.
A best friend of the opposite sex?
No. It works in movies, right? It's this.
Only in movies.
It's 100% fantasy.
Yeah, because
100% fantasy.
Based on the situation, based on the trailer.
Yeah.
This isn't a spoiler alert. At some point, by the end of the movie, the two of them are going to get together, right?
Of course they are. But you're going to get into some sort of disagreement or whatever. Let's not even say disagreement. Like good news or bad news, whatever it is. And you're going to be in the house and you're going to hear your wife on the phone with her best friend, talking quietly with a guy. No.
Yeah. You'll never guess what happened at work today.
No.
I got the promotion I told you about.
No. Don't no.
Anyway, we'll go watch a trailer. It's really good. I can't wait for this movie. This is I know it's right up your alley, Roz.
Yeah.
Your Place or Mine with Reese Witherspoon and Ashton Kutcher. Netflix Feb 10th.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yeah.
I only got a couple minutes here, but I got to play this for you because she just released it on IG this morning. But we're 5 weeks away from the Super Bowl, which means we're 5 weeks away from seeing Rihanna touch down that Super Bowl stage. And here is the audio of the video that Rihanna teased, where it's just her in an outfit. And she doesn't say anything at all. But this is what you hear.
It's been 2,190 days.
Dude, Rihanna, we waited for you.
It's been over 6 years since the 9-time Grammy winner
Rihanna
dropped
is
her
who
everybody
is
waiting
where
for.
have you been?
We've been impatiently waiting for the last project we got from Rihanna.
The fans just predicted the end of Rihanna.
Everybody has
And then you just see Rihanna standing there.
Mm-hmm.
You needed me.
That is so good.
I started to wonder if Rihanna had actually been gone too long in music.
No. I mean, yes, she has, but I think the excitement now for her to be on the Super Bowl stage.
I think there's a generation of people who she has to become relevant to.
I don't know, man. Her songs are pretty timeless, and they've
Young people
existed.
they don't listen to old tracks, though. People don't listen to old stuff.
I have to side with Mocha on this one. I think that Rihanna,
I think her audience.
enough young people have heard the songs in the car with other people.
I don't know. I'm not saying it's not going to be huge. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's a long time.
Well,
It's a very long time.
5 more weeks to go before we see Rihanna perform at the Super Bowl.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yes.
What's going on?
How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. Just reading this article about Shawn Mendes and his chiropractor. Are they dating or are they not dating?
What?
Well, I know.
Yes, they are.
So, okay, well, geez, right? It's such an intimate thing. Like when you start dating your masseuse or your chiropractor and stuff, and I don't know if this is true, but I will say this. Shawn Mendes is 24. His chiropractor, Dr. Jocelyn Miranda, is 51. Okay, so
yeah,
clap
together.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, Shem,
Applaud that man, right up my alley.
Yes,
I understand.
Yes. Now I was
Shem's like, yo, give me the number.
Okay,
51
My back hurts real bad.
So I don't like to jump to conclusions, right? Especially when it's somebody that you actually think is a decent person, Shawn Mendes, right? People I don't like.
What's wrong with that, though?
I'll jump to all the conclusions. No. So here's my thing: is that I'm like, come on, guys, like leave me. So there's pictures of the two of them going into his house, right?
Okay,
and I'm like, that's his chiropractor. It's Shawn Mendes. Like maybe he can't go to the clinic, and maybe he doesn't want people all up in his business that he's got a bad back or like whatever it is, right? But then there was also pictures of them out for dinner, and I'm like, okay, maybe he just happens to get along with his chiropractor, and they're discussing chiropractor-y stuff. Maybe he wants to invest in a new venture. She has something like that. Then there was also the trip to the farmer's market.
Oh. Well, you draw the line at farmer's market?
Yes, that's where I draw the line. You don't take your
Maybe it's part of the
chiropractor.
treatment.
Come on now.
No, for real. Like, yo, your back hurts here. You need like some fresh veg in your life. Let me show you which ones to get.
Come on.
What, roll an apple up and down
Come
your
on.
back?
Come on.
I will say
No.
this, though. Dating like a
They're
chiro...
dating.
Well, no, but if you date a chiropractor or a masseuse, it doesn't mean you're going to get unlimited massages.
No.
Those end quickly.
Yeah, you.
Does Shawn Mendes use benefits, you think?
Like, what do you mean?
who?
Like, from who?
I don't know.
From Shawn Mendes Inc. He pays them himself.
No, yeah, but like when you're at that level, I don't know.
Like, is he
can
right?
you
Is he
still-
right? Is he writing it off? Like that kind of thing? Like,
Uh-huh.
is he submitting receipts? I'm sure he is. I'm sure.
Right?
I'm
Like,
sure he is.
you think he gets like full coverage, 100%? Like he's getting back at the end of the year?
Well, no, I mean, no, I think that he probably
Like
pays.
80%?
I think he probably pays out of pocket, but I'm sure he has some sort of health insurance.
Well, if he's
that
an actor, he's part of the actors
that
union.
he buys into. I'm sure he's got some.
He's
sort
not
of
like
health
with Manulife or
insurance.
anything?
Well, I don't know. I don't know his carrier, Mocha. It's not in the article.
Like Sun Life?
Okay, no, I mean they go into detail about Shawn Mendes and his 51-year-old maybe girlfriend. They don't tell me what
Yeah.
insurer he's with.
Okay. I'm just curious. Yo, but they're totally together.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Did you finally watch the menu yet, Mocha?
Oh my God.
Did you?
Yo, watch that joint on Saturday night.
yeah. What'd you think?
Oh my God.
Original,
Yo.
like right? Like that's the like you're so weirded out watching it because you're like I don't know what I'm watching because there's no point of reference for it.
Correct. Nothing made sense.
No.
And the entire movie, I was like, the detective in me was trying to figure out what was going on. See, I don't want to spoil anything. What was going on and who knew what?
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Maury?
I have like a half hour left.
How do you stop that movie?
Man, you can't join this
Because
discussion.
no, because my husband doesn't want to watch it. So while he's making soups, I'll watch it.
But why don't you just go in the bedroom and watch it when he's watching something else?
Oh, I know. So I was lying on the couch watching it. So I've watched like 90% of it, and it's probably one of the best movies I've seen. I love it.
One of the best? I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't go
love
that.
it.
I wouldn't
I
go that
love it.
far.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Pump the brakes
I
a
do
little
like
bit there. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
Come
I
on
do
now.
like that it was very like a very original story. Like WTF.
Yeah. John Leguizamo, though, huh? My
Oh,
favorite. So right, like
so
it's
good.
so like it's a chef who. Listen, I don't know. What do they show in the trailer? That people die? Do they show that in the trailer?
You know what? I didn't even watch a trailer.
No.
I did not. I
No.
went into this movie not knowing anything about it.
Right. But the best, my favorite part of that movie is that everybody's just there for all sorts of different reasons. And the only reason why John Leguizamo is there is because Ralph Fiennes, the character he plays, saw a movie once that John Leguizamo was in and didn't like it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's so petty. Like, everybody else is there for these really intricate reasons, right? That took, like, research and details and, like, thought. And he was just there because he wasted one of his Sundays. Like, that was just
completely.
such a great, a great
Also,
reason.
Ralph Fiennes, like, friggin' terrifying, huh?
Dude, that's Voldemort.
Like, but like his just like brilliant performance. I
Yes.
just thought he was so good.
I like Anya Taylor-Joy in this, like how she just doesn't care.
No, I found her distracting.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree.
I
I
did.
think they could have done without that character. I
But
mean, I
But you
understand the
needed somebody
importance of
there
her.
that doesn't. That everyone else is there for the hype.
No. I don't think she was the right casting for it. Wow. But I think she's amazing in other things. I don't think she was the right casting.
Because I like Nicholas Hoult. I thought
for
he played
this.
really well.
Yeah, he's
like
just
a super fan.
Yeah, he's just a psychopath.
Oh my
But
God,
no.
Nicholas Hoult reminded me a little bit of Maury. Like some of his.
Of course he did. The world is burning. The world is burning. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. I'm gonna lie my way into everything.
Yeah,
and watch
completely.
the world burn around me and just pretend it's not happening.
No wonder
Also, I know everything about everything.
As long as somebody is making me feel special, you can kill all the people in the room and I won't care.
What a great character.
So good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Mayor of Kingstown. When did season 2 start, Maura?
Sunday.
Mayor of Kingstown is Hugh Dillon and Jeremy Renner.
Paramount
and
Plus.
Hugh Dillon built this show with his writing partner who also does Yellowstone. And Hugh Dillon grew up in Kingston and always wanted to do a show based around the prison that was in Kingston. And that's sort of what this is. Kingston is Kingstown, right?
Yeah.
And Jeremy Renner is
It's a real place, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And Jeremy
in
Renner,
Michigan.
Jeremy Renner is the sort of mayor who goes between all the prisoners and everybody else. And I guess the season ended with there was a big prison riot kind of thing. But Jeremy tweeted. So on Friday, he was still in the hospital. And then he last night was replying to people and had said that he was outside of my brain fog, he says, in recovery. I was very excited to watch episode 1 of season 2 with my family at home. So Jeremy Renner's at home right now.
Oh, nice.
Because he, on New Year's Day, was crushed, right? And because at first they were it was a snowplow accident, but the snowplow he uses is like a tank. It's 14,000 pounds that you sit in a chair and drive.
It's like a Zamboni.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like it's like a Zamboni, and that's what.
Oh, so it's not like a regular snow, the kind that you and I, everyday people use.
And he was helping somebody out of the snow, and it rolled back on him and crushed his chest, and apparently he almost bled out before the helicopter got there. So it's an absolute miracle. So Hugh Dillon, co-star of Jeremy Renner on Mayor of Kingstown. This is Dammit Moore getting an update on Jeremy Renner from Hugh Dillon.
Now, what your co-star in this is Jeremy Renner, and over the holidays he had a tragic accident, and I do have to find out from you how he's doing. How are things going? Have you seen him? Have you talked to him?
I wanted to jump on a plane when I first heard it, and 25 hours later, it was the biggest relief of my life because I got a video from him, and he's just funny and, cracking jokes, and he's going to be a handful because now his family's around him, and now he's on the comeback trail. So he's kind of, cocky and funny and sending me videos that are, that I can't share with you because there's a little bit of profanity in them. But I've never been so relieved in my life because he's the captain. I've worked with him intimately for the last couple of years. This is a passion project of mine, and this guy brought it. I love that guy. He's just funny and great, and he's great to his family. The crew loves him. He's one of those individuals that you go, I would like to be more like that. He's just got that kindness and humor all the time and in every situation. And even in this one, and he was trying to dig somebody out. He was trying to help somebody out New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. And, it was just one of those things that was so brutal, but then the relief, and he's on the comeback trail right now.
So he's doing good.
Yeah.
Jesus, man,
that's scary,
wild.
man.
That's so scary. Does Hugh Dillon play a cop in every single thing that he's in?
I think he has to.
Mayor
it has to be in his contract, right?
Flashpoint, Yellowstone. He's a cop on Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Right?
He has to.
I think he was. What else has he been in? Let me go through his IMDb because I literally think he's a cop that in every single thing he does.
But he plays it so well.
He's got that look.
I think. Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? The bald guy with that voice, right? And I think he's more country cop than city cop. I think he's far more.
He gives off those vibes.
Yeah, you don't agree, Shem? You think more city cop?
I get NYPD vibes from him.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
no way.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Here's Dammit Moore on Hugh Dillon and why he's always a cop.
What can fans expect for season 2?
It's just raw. Well, to tell you the truth, it's uncomfortable storytelling.
Oh.
If you are looking for something real and something exciting and something hypnotic and dangerous, this is the show.
Now, you play a cop in this show, and you play a cop so well in so many things that you do. Have you ever thought of just being a cop in real life?
You know, I haven't. No, I think that gig is just too difficult. I know real cops that I've
Difficult, but you do it so well.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, it's like you have to, you know, and especially if you're going to, I remember when I did Flashpoint, it's in that opening first episode, it was so important to get that right because we were dealing with PTSD, and some of these guys have really difficult jobs and it affects their lives and their families. So you if you're going to do it, you have to do it well to do it justice.
Actors love that question, when they're playing a character. Like, would you ever consider being an Aquaman in real life?
You know what I mean? No, you know why? And here's the thing. They have to like big up whatever it is that they are playing because they don't want to come off as being like disrespectful, right? Like what's he gonna say? No, I never want to be a cop. Like that job sucks.
I know.
Right? Like
right?
he's not gonna say
He
that.
doesn't want to be at least he's an actor. You think he wants to be a cop? Now, you play a jewel thief so well. Would you ever?
Yeah, you know what? I thought about it once.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Amanda, welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I honestly did not think I was going to get through to you guys. This is pretty crazy. I'm kind of like shooken up right now.
Well, now that you're here.
No, nothing. I just wanted to tell you guys that like I love you guys. I've been watching or listening to you guys since high school on the radio. I think you guys are like super hilarious. Your banter is amazing, from like Roz to Mocha and even Maury. And damn it, Matthew, I just didn't enjoy listening to you guys, and you guys really make my day better. I listen to your podcast when I'm walking my dog.
Aww.
So yeah, you guys are great, and keep doing what you're doing. You guys really bring people a smile to their day.
So since high school, you said you've been listening. How old are you now? What's your life like now?
I am 26 years old right now.
Wow.
I work for the government. So yeah, on my way to work, I also listen to you guys' podcast on the subway. So yeah, that's my life right now.
So you were like how old? Like 12 when you started listening? Is that the math?
I actually started listening when I was a little bit older.
Okay.
So in high school.
Gotcha.
I also used to take my parents' car sometimes and listen to you guys early in the morning when I'd sneak out. So, yeah, you guys have been listening for a while.
Perfect.
That is amazing. Well, since you're on the phone, like, do you have any questions about the show or about the podcast, anything?
Yeah, I actually did. I wanted to see if there'd be more of those segments that you guys have when you do games and stuff like that, especially the games with Mocha and Maury. I haven't heard any of those in a while.
What game?
The rubber band game.
Oh, my God. Snap. Yo, real talk. Amanda, I'm going to tell you something right now. So we were asked not to play that game anymore.
Yeah.
What? Why? I love that game.
Yeah.
Not by the public, but by our boss.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he thought that, and this is real talk. This is real talk, Amanda. No, he thought that it encouraged other people to do the same. It encouraged violence.
Yeah.
So asked us to cool it on the game.
Well, that sucks. That was one of my favorite games.
I was like, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's torture trivia.
Like, secretly, I'm kind of glad we don't play because
I know you are. I know you are.
Usually after I got those bruises for like 5 days, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been winning a lot of the games, so I feel like you had better chances.
Amanda, thank you for calling in. We love you. We appreciate you. Before we let you go, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
It used to be Mocha, and I'm sorry, Mocha, I love you, but it really has been Roz.
I will take that win.
Just out of curiosity, what changed?
I saw myself a lot in Roz. I see like the funny and outgoing side in you that is a lot like me, and then his very like blunt and honesty is just me, and he's so unapologetically himself, which I love, which we all should be. So yeah, Roz.
That sounds like a long way to say jerk.
Not at all. I knew you were going to do this, and I did not want that to happen.
Your dedication over the years to the Roz Mocha Show means everything to us. Thank you.
All right. Take care, guys. Have a good day.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Anybody buy anything from that Twitter auction that went down?
What Twitter auction? Tell me. What did I miss?
Did you guys see that stuff?
No. Yeah, I did,
yeah.
So Twitter, their San Francisco headquarters, because it's like empty now, right? A lot of people work from home and half the company got fired. They have all this stuff inside the empty offices that they were auctioning off. They had things like desks and projectors, smart TVs and iMacs and lounge chairs and stuff like that, right?
Buying a Twitter desk and having it shipped from San Francisco.
Right? They were unloading. So they have this giant, the Twitter bird logo.
Yeah.
That lights up.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
So that
Yeah.
one. So the auction, by the way, opened up on Tuesday, and then it was only live for 24 hours, right? And you had to sign up, obviously, to be a part of it. But the light up Twitter bird logo went for just over $17,000.
Okay.
Somebody bought that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
A bird statue, just a regular statue, Twitter logo statue, $16,000.
Yeah.
A 6-foot decorative planter shaped like the @ symbol. There was
That's the
somebody
thing
who
I
bid
wanted. I wanted that one.
$4,100.
Oh my God.
Somebody bid for that. They had these special espresso machines in the office. They had 5 of them, and one of them, somebody put up $11,000
for an espresso maker.
For an espresso machine, yeah.
But there's
Straight
also,
from
did you
Italy.
mention the soundproof conference call booth thing?
Oh, those.
No,
those
I didn't
cool-
even see that.
Yeah,
that was the most expensive thing that went on this auction.
They're expensive to buy, those things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a company that makes them, and they're these isolation booths that they just deliver to you that look like a phone booth, and you can just stick them in a hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And you go
I saw
in,
those.
and they're super soundproof.
I would just go
into fart. You know what I mean?
But then the fart will stay in there.
Yeah, I know. That's really
Yeah.
all they're used
Close
for, right?
the door. Good luck to the next person.
Those booths. That's the only thing anybody's using those booths for at work.
But they were saying
to fart.
that with this auction of all this stuff that Twitter was unloading from their San Francisco headquarters, they were expected to make $1.5 million off of it. Yeah,
I noticed that every single person I was on Twitter for a while yesterday, just reading stuff. Everybody's verified now. Every jabroni in the world is verified. Every comment has a blue check mark. Every single comment.
Because everyone's just buying it, right?
Yeah.
It's not special anymore.
No. No, and I'm wondering if they're going to do anything for the OGs that were
Some
verified.
companies have the gold ones.
Gold? How do I get gold? I got to buy that.
Oh yeah, businesses, right?
Yeah.
Man,
the gold one.
Yeah, you got to get that premium.
I bet you the guy who paid $17,000 for the bird gets a gold star.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Duncan, it's Roz Mocha.
Hey.
Duncan is a Roz Mocha super fan. Roz.
Okay.
Duncan, back in September, showed up to Indigo Books during your book signing.
Oh, nice. Well, night at the
for
bookstore.
The release of your memoir, A Little Bit Broken. Duncan had said that you had to leave early, right? Because of traffic or something?
Yeah, I had a babysitter and I couldn't stick around that late.
Gotcha. Because it was a wild night at the bookstore.
It was.
Thank
It was
you
a
for
good
coming
wild
out. Duncan reached out because he said he had a question for you, Roz.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
So I'm going to set up the story a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So back in 2010, I was looking for a radio station to listen to, and I was scrolling through the radio stations, and I started going from the bottom end up, and I heard this voice that said, "Hey Mocha, you've been hitting the gym a lot lately, huh?" And I hear a response, "Yep, getting my swole on." And then you respond and said, "Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you know how I can tell you've got tight buns beside your, how I can tell you've got tight pants. What is that, tight buns with your tight pants?"
Okay.
And Mocha was like, "Yo, why you got to say on the radio? Quit it, man." And then Roz goes, Mocha, come on. You know, I can tell you got tight buns beside your tight pants. And Mocha goes, "All right, fine. How?" And Roz goes, because when you left the room, your butt went.
Oh my God.
And my question is,
yeah.
what does that mean? Because I laughed so hard, and I didn't know if I was to be embarrassed or I was. I didn't know what to feel.
You've been hanging on to this for 13 years that you remember this segment? It's like, who said what in the exact order?
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Roz
man.
can't remember anything from yesterday. You think he's going to remember from 13 years ago?
Well, I was hoping he would explain it later on because he went to a commercial break or you went to music, but I couldn't. I was like, he's going to explain it. He's going to say it out. And then later on, he just kept going and going, and it didn't come out. And I just been holding on to it for years because I was at the bookstore and I was going to ask that question, and I stopped because I was like, that's a Roz and Mocha question. I didn't want to take it away from Roz's night. So,
Jesus, man. Okay.
So what do you remember about my booty?
Nothing.
From 13 years ago, Roz?
I think that maybe, though, like when I used to see, I'm trying to think. I think that maybe when I used to see somebody who had like a visible wedgie, right, where you could see, and they were wearing tight pants, and when they walk, it sort of looked like their butt was eating their pants. And I think maybe back in the day, I used to go whenever I saw that.
Was that the noise, Duncan?
Right?
That was the noise.
Oh!
I think maybe that's what I might have been doing, but I don't know, man. That seems weird to me, dude. That seems weird to me.
Listen, I didn't say it. I heard it.
Yeah.
I'm just repeating it back to you. And of course, 13 years, you don't remember every single detail. Not even I remember every single detail. But that was, I just remember you making that noise and giggling right after it. And I was beside myself.
Turn around for a second, Mocha.
Okay, shut up.
That's exactly what Mocha said. He said, shut up on the radio.
Duncan, you are the best. Your dedication to the show means so much to us. Thank you. Before we let you go, though, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask this question. I've stressed out about this, done Excel sheets, had nightmares, and at one point I would answer the question in my head every time you asked anyone else, and I got to the point where I was like, I got to stop answering the question. And then one day it just dawned on me that one person had something the other person could never have. And my favorite's Roz.
What does Roz have that I don't have?
I know he doesn't like that, like people explaining why, but it's his voice. That's what caught me on the station. And just the fact that he said what he said made me stick around. And then after that, I just became a loyal listener. So
because I made a wedgie joke 13 years ago.
You know what? Take that win. You got
whatever you get. You get what you get.
Duncan, you're the best, bro. We love you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for putting all
there.
All right, bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, you see this job posting at Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
So
no.
Netflix is looking for a flight attendant to work on one of their private jets.
What?
So the description on the website is the ideal candidate will be able to operate with discretion due to the nature of discussions being held by individuals who might be flying on the jet, top executives, their families, and their guests. Additionally, the flight attendant will be expected to embrace our culture, which places a strong emphasis on operating with freedom and responsibility, with independence and a lot of self-motivation. They have to be able to lift 30 pounds. No problem.
Easy.
Right? Yeah. No problem. But the job pays, the salary pays up to $385,000 a year.
Done.
Listen, you want to pay me for no spoilers?
Right?
Yeah.
Is that not the best? $385,000 a year.
Bruh. Every single flight attendant, everyone in the airline industry, is going to be applying for this gig.
Everyone is going to be applying for that
kidding
gig.
Me? That kind of money, and all I got to do is lift 30 pounds?
But isn't there a warning? It says lots of standing.
Yeah, you have to be able to stand for a long time, but I think that goes without question.
So what?
Right?
Who cares?
I'd stand for a long time, right? You want me to do that? You got to travel
Stand and
around.
shut up?
They're like, listen, you're going to be gone for a long time too. Okay.
Thank you.
And
Also, you have to be based out of California. Fair enough.
Cool. What else?
What else?
I gotta lift 30 pounds. Easy.
Yes. I cannot believe that. But yeah, you're right. It's so interesting that part of the job description for working at Netflix is no spoilers.
Yeah,
right?
completely.
Like that's.
I think that's got to be like the most important. If you had to rank everything in order of importance, no spoilers has to be number one, because you could only imagine what kind of meetings are taking place, right? Unless we're like exaggerating and these important meetings that we think are happening aren't actually happening.
And also it's 2023 too. So that especially with a company like Netflix and some of the problems they've had in the past, like this job as a flight attendant on Netflix's private jet, like you're not going to, like part of your job description in 2023 isn't going to be like, also you have to find them cocaine. Like that's like it maybe would have been at some point in time on a corporate private jet, right? When we're entertaining clients, like your job is you're gonna have to what do you know about heroin and prostitutes, right? Like you don't have to do that stuff anymore, but you just carry their bags, stand
you just
around,
lie on the resume going, I know everything.
Everything.
You have to think somebody left.
Just all you have to do. Say what?
You have to think somebody left this job for it to become available.
But Netflix lost like $1.5 billion last year, right? Like a lot of people left the company. But
listen, how much is that salary?
$385,000. Well, sorry, they say between $60,000 and $385,000 a year. Right, there's a lot of room for bonuses in there. What you have to do to earn those bonuses, I have no idea.
You have to lift 30 pounds.
35 pounds, maybe, right?
Yeah, and keep your mouth shut on the new season of Jeannie in Georgia.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is,
got a problem you can't fix.
Roz and Mocha got you.
Yo, Liz, are you there?
I am.
Uh-oh, we could tell in your voice something serious is happening. What's going on?
Well, I think I may get locked up this year for killing my mother-in-law, unless you guys can seriously help me.
Damn. Jeez, you need some help. You wrote us this.
Admitting something like that on the radio.
Roz Mocha Fix My Life. You wrote us this, Liz. My husband and I have been together for 10 years this year. Throughout our relationship and subsequent marriage, I've been battling my mother-in-law. This year has made me hitting my breaking point, and I don't know what to do or how to approach it or her anymore. She makes comments about how I'm raising our daughter, what clothes she wears. She's extremely jealous about my family and actively comes over without an invite. I don't know what to do or how to handle the passive-aggressive comments, the trying to take my baby from my arms, or the sheer disrespect anymore without getting rude.
Damn.
That's a lot.
Yo, Liz,
huh?
what's your husband saying about all this?
Yeah.
So he just says it chalks it up to her being old and not being able to change her ways. So I just kind of have to move with it, or we have to kind of come up with lies on how to handle it.
This isn't about your mother-in-law being old and set in her ways. This is about your husband being a and not wanting to stand up to his mother.
Thank you. So, I just don't know how to approach it anymore. Thank you for finally admitting it.
If he recognizes that there's something wrong in the way she behaves and what she says, do you not say to him, you clearly see that this is happening, you need to say something?
I do, and then it pretty much is I'm not good with confrontation. I don't know what you expect from me. I've laid it out for him, okay, maybe we can go in together and have a conversation with her, give her these examples that happened, earlier today, for example, because it's not just one experience that we're having, that I'm having, it's multiple ones.
He's got two women in his life that love him, right? He's got his mom, and he's got you, and he would like to keep it that way. So his whole thing is to, pretend that it's not as bad as it nearly as it is, and just hope that she dies soon, right? Wait it out. You guys, he wants to run out the clock, where you want, the time to be a little bit more sort of cordial and maybe even have some fun with your in-laws, God forbid. But I think that this is a boundaries issue. And obviously your husband is very reluctant and has never even thought about the idea of setting up some sort of boundaries with his mom. It sounds like to me, he never had to worry about anything. And he doesn't want, you to sort of, ruin any of that for him.
I get that. So then, how do I approach this anymore? I find that with me, he doesn't expect me to do all of the things that his mother does. I don't ask as many questions. She calls him every single night on his drive home, just to ask how things are, probe questions about where I'm doing, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know anymore, how to have that relationship. I want to have a great relationship with my in-laws. I want to bring my daughter around, but it's come to the point now where I don't even want her around.
Yeah, I think that you need to have, this is the conversation that you need to have. I think that you can sit people down and say, hey, listen, this relationship, it's not ruined. It's not past the point, but there's some things that need to change. I think personally that the big conversation really has to happen between you and your husband, not you and your mother-in-law, but that's for another day. But I think that you can.
I don't know. It sounds like the two of them have been having this conversation a lot. And she's just not, Liz isn't, not winning, but the husband isn't stepping up.
He's not going to do anything.
Right?
No, it's been going on for 10 years. Honestly, it's just gotten worse since having obviously a kid, right? Because they want that
this is the
relationship.
conversation you're going to have with your mother-in-law, Liz.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you understand? Your husband is so do you understand how weak you have to be in order to accept living a life where your wife hates your mother and your mother hates your wife? Do you that is you're so when you can live in that world and not try to stop it. It's crazy to me that he's accepted this. It's wild to me. It's wild.
Sorry, you're married to a loser.
It's crazy to me because he's not that way with me. He doesn't take anything from me, but from her he'll take the stars and the moon and just chalk it up as old age.
Yes.
I'm I would love that excuse.
Listen, your husband is not the first husband to try and run out the clock on his mom. Okay.
Okay, that's good to know too.
Right? He is not the first one who's just oh God, this will all be over soon. Let's just not why ruin her last couple of years, right? He doesn't, she's an old lady. He doesn't want to, send her into her final years knowing that, he had to stand up to her. Who the hell wants to do that? But so then you're going to have to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can have that conversation. Two women sitting down, having just an honest conversation, everything on the table. You're a mom. She's a mom. You guys can work this out.
Okay.
And then say, by the way, you raised a fine young man who grew up into a boy.
Oh, wow, damn.
I think that would hit well,
yeah.
especially with the passive-aggressive nature that she loves so much. Yeah.
Nice. Thanks for reaching out, Liz. Have a great day.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a great one.
All right.
Bye.
Looking for some advice? Be a part of Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life. Text FML to 925-555.
Kiss 92.5.
Oh, yeah. I love this part of the show.
Yeah.
Hey, Mocha.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
Kanye West up and got married again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Bianca
Easy?
Censori. This is a tough guy to marry, huh?
Uh-huh.
Jeez.
Who?
You got to
Did he marry?
overlook a lot. She's an architectural designer. Looks a whole lot like Kim Kardashian. Kanye definitely has a type, right? They had some sort of wedding ceremony. It was very small, but it doesn't appear, according to TMZ, that they filed for a marriage certificate to make it legal. So it may have just been a ceremony. I mean, you can still say that you're,
they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, they basically. So let me
on their to-do list.
Let me refresh. Kanye may not be married, but Kanye definitely had a wedding.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So she's blonde now, though. But all the pictures of her, she's got super dark hair. Looks very much like Kim Kardashian too. Very much like her. Also, we're talking engagements. Nick Viall from the Bachelor world. We know Nick Viall from seasons 10 and 11 of The Bachelorette before doing 3 seasons of Bachelor in Paradise, and then he became the Bachelor in 2017. Nick Viall, 42 years old. Engaged to 23-year-old Natalie Joy, who they met a few years ago after she slid into his DMs.
Oh.
Yeah.
It worked.
It worked. Yes.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's hope for people out there who do things like that.
Why do you care about that? Why are you so concerned whether it works,
You're
whether you
already
slide into
married.
somebody's DMs?
No, I'm just saying that if this is what you want to do, here's proof that it works.
Right.
At Shem on Instagram, by the way.
Because up to this point, more, you've had no luck, right?
No, I'm a married man.
Oh, yes. At Shem, by the way.
There you go.
At Shem,
Good
by
looking
the
out,
way.
brother.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Miley Cyrus dropped a new single and video for her track Flowers off her 8th studio album, which is coming out, called Endless Summer Vacation.
I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand, talk to myself for hours.
I like it.
Oh, so good.
This sounds like something.
So, according to the stories that I'm reading, this song Flowers by Miley is in response to Bruno Mars' When I Was Your Man, because
Right.
it sounds similar. And in the song, he says, because he regrets that the relationship went sour, and he said, I should have bought you flowers.
Right.
Right? So, if you remember, the Bruno song sounds like this.
Same bed, but it feels just a little bit bigger now. Our song on the radio, but it don't sound the same.
Because when Miley released on IG the teaser where she's standing in the shower, like she's taking a shower singing the song.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't heard the song before, even a sample of it. Everyone was like, oh my God, that sounds just like When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars.
So she purposely did that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's ever been done before.
Because this part right here, listen.
Right.
Did they have something like between the two?
I
That
don't
feels
know.
interesting to respond to a song, right?
Yeah, it's very like. Is this about Miley? Did they have a? They couldn't have had
I
a
don't
thing.
think
They didn't
so.
have a thing.
I don't think
I think
so.
she just loved the song and was like, I can respond to this.
Yeah, because then you get this.
Buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand.
Yeah, no, that feels like a response.
It really does. It sounds personal.
So
Yeah.
he needs to do another one going, thanks for the flowers?
I don't know.
One of the headlines for this song says, are Miley Cyrus's Flowers lyrics about Liam Hemsworth?
Oh, maybe.
There's a bunch of articles out there saying she dropped the song yesterday. Would just so happen to be Liam Hemsworth's birthday as well.
Oh, right,
So
right,
this has
right,
got to
right,
be
right.
about him.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a good song.
Liam Hemsworth. I mean, that was a weird one. Like, you marry Miley Cyrus, and then you get mad at Miley Cyrus for being Miley Cyrus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was a weird
Bro,
one.
you know.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Taylor Swift shocked fans in London the other night when she jumped on stage to perform Antihero for the first time at the 1975 gig in London.
You do.
Can you imagine going to somebody else's concert and Taylor Swift just walks on stage?
Incredible.
Right? Like,
Incredible.
that's kind of so wild to me.
Oh, man. The more... Can Taylor Swift just hurry up and announce Canadian dates already?
That's really weird that it hasn't happened
telling
yet.
you, it's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
I
Why?
No, it has to, man.
It has
She's
to.
the type of person that would have said something or done that already.
I don't know.
No, it's going to happen.
It's just
Hurry
weird.
up and
It's
announce
just
it.
weird that it hasn't yet, though.
I
don't
wonder
know what the
if-
holdup is.
The whole debacle with Ticketmaster.
No,
if they're
because
trying to figure that out.
no, because
so it doesn't.
that all happened afterwards, though, right? Like they
Yeah.
would have announced. They would have announced.
hurry up.
I don't know. It's
I
it's
really
very
want to
weird.
go to this concert.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The LCBO had a data hack on their website. They said, we can confirm that an unauthorized party embedded malicious code into our website that was designed to obtain customer information during the checkout process. Customers who provided personal personal information on checkout pages on its website and proceeded to its payment page between January 5th and 10th may have had their information compromised. That could include your name, your email, your mailing address, and your credit card information. They say we recommend all customers who initiated or completed payment orders on lcbo.com during this window monitor their credit card statements and report any suspicious transactions to their credit card providers. Orders placed through the LCBO mobile app were not affected. So if you use the app, you were okay. This was just to me, it's so cumbersome to use the website.
Really?
Just go in the store. What do you use the website for?
I use the app.
Pre-order.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to just walk in and grab a can?
Bro, you know how easy it is?
But then you got to wait for the guy to show up and give it to you?
Dude, let me tell you about this day and age.
Yeah?
You need to embrace technology.
I embrace technology.
When I know what I want from the LCBO,
see my phone?
I go yeah, it's a mess.
Okay, sorry.
I go on the app,
Yeah.
I select everything that I want,
right?
And then I'll get an email 30 minutes later or an hour later saying your order is ready for pickup.
Yeah.
I show up, it's already at the front, boxed up and everything.
Okay.
I show my ID, sign the paper, I'm in and out of the store in less than 5 minutes.
So am I. You know what I do? I park my car, I walk into the LCBO, I get what I want, and then I pay. I don't have to sign anything. I don't have to wait for the guy looking for my box. No. My trip to the LCBO is way more convenient than your trip to the LCBO.
You know why? You know why?
No. I walk in and out.
I know, but you do it too often.
No, I don't.
That's
What are
why
you talking about? You shut up.
Were you there yesterday?
No.
Were you there on Thursday, on Wednesday?
Let's not get into this.
You were there on Tuesday.
I wanted to talk about
Were
a
you there
bloody
on
data
Monday?
breach. Let's not talk about I told you last time I went to LCBO, I was at the checkout and she's like, "Do you want your receipt?" And I was like, "No, thank you." And she goes, "Okay, see you tomorrow."
Exactly.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Lisa Marie Presley passed away at the age of 54 after a cardiac arrest. And she ran the carpet at the Golden Globes the other night and did all the after parties and everything else. But one of the clips that is sort of making the rounds was one of the last people to talk to Lisa Marie Presley was Billy Bush from Extra. And there's a clip of the interview that he did with her where she is with a longtime friend and I think former Elvis manager, a guy named Jerry Schilling, who's 80, and they're on the carpet together about to talk to Billy Bush. And you can hear Lisa Marie say she seems very unstable physically on the red carpet. And you can hear in the middle of the interview say, "I'm going to grab onto you," and she grabs onto his arm to sort of stable herself, and she's slurring a little bit, but this is that clip with Billy Bush.
Wow, tonight will be a wonderful night for Elvis.
Yes, I hope so.
And have you gotten to know Austin Butler a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going to grab your arm.
Yes.
A lot actually. I adore him.
When you first saw him, what did you think?
You mean in the movie?
Yeah, just saw him, in the role.
I was mind blown, truly. I actually had to take 5 days to process it.
So and then Billy Bush commented after the fact, after it was announced that Lisa Marie Presley had passed away. So this is Billy Bush reflecting on that interview.
She's struggled throughout her life. She's been to rehab 5 times. She was there as a little girl and found her father. She went through it with Michael. She was, famous for saying drugs have sort of defined my life from my father to Michael. I mean, this is a woman with an enormous amount of tragedy around her. And she makes it, to 54 years of life. How difficult with 2 years ago, her son Benjamin took his own life. I mean, an unfathomable amount of sadness and pain in her life. It's just crushing. But, to think 2 nights ago, it did not strike me that would be, that something like this could happen. Although I did say, she does not seem to be in the best place on that red carpet.
Yeah, but
Super sad.
Married
We
to
have to say
Michael.
this-
What's that, Maureen?
I was going to say we should say who Michael was.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. If you remember, when they came out at the VMAs as husband and wife, and they kissed, and it was that super awkward moment, which was weird because like he was the king of pop, and she was the daughter of the king of rock and roll. And then her other marriage to Nick Cage, who Nick Cage was like an Elvis super fan, and then he married Lisa Marie, and then she went on to marry Kehoe. And then had the kids, but who gets Graceland? And that's the question
Well, she said
right
a few
now.
years ago that she sold it.
No. She didn't sell Graceland. So Graceland remains as the only thing left in the inheritance. Because she inherited famously in 1993, on her 25th birthday, $100 million. And then recently said that almost all of it had disappeared thanks to mismanagement and bad investments.
Oh, my God.
But Graceland remained. And so that will likely be passed down to her 3 surviving children, Riley Kehoe and her twins, Harper, Vivienne, and Finley. Riley Kehoe, she's great. You ever see Logan Lucky?
Mm-mm.
You know that movie? You never seen Logan Lucky?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, Logan Lucky is one of my favorite movies.
Who's in that again? That sounds
It's
familiar.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
James Bond. What's that guy's name?
Pierce Brosnan.
No, the other one.
Daniel Craig?
Daniel Craig.
Oh, Daniel Craig.
And Kylo Ren.
Uh-huh.
Who's that guy?
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
Yeah.
And Riley Kehoe. And somebody else that's really great. It's a heist movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. Logan Lucky is so good. One of my favorite movies of that year, and it really did nothing. But Riley Kehoe's so good in that movie, but so super sad about Lisa Marie Presley.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The national security agencies in the U.S. who study UFO sightings and log these things say hundreds of new UFO sightings and reports have come in way more in the past 2 years than in previous years. In total, 510 unidentified aerial phenomenon were observed in protected airspace or near sensitive facilities that have been compiled as of August of last year. More than half of those new sightings, most of which came from Navy and Air Force pilots, exhibited, quote, unremarkable characteristics, according to the report. 26 were characterized as drones, 163 were labeled as balloons or balloon-like entities, and 6 were described as clutters. So that leaves 171 sightings, some of which, quote, appear to have demonstrated unusual flight characteristics or performance capabilities. So that is, out of the 510 last year, 171 from people who know what they're looking for. And for people whose job it is to say exactly what these are and shoot down the rumors, 171 are completely unexplained.
Yeah. So watch yourself.
Watch yourself.
Because you never know.
You never know, right? Isn't that crazy? That's a lot. 171?
That's 171 too much.
Thank you. That is 171 too much.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yeah, let's do. You want to do Bryan Cranston talking about how high Seth Rogen was at the Golden Globes?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay, so Cranston was on with Jimmy Kimmel, and I guess like he's not even like super close to Seth Rogen, but he just happened to be there when Seth was going through a trip.
He was at the Golden Globes, high on something, very high on something. And he said he was so high that you, who he didn't really know, came up to him, pulled him aside, and asked him if he was okay.
There were 2 things that tipped him off that he was really not okay.
Okay.
One, he wasn't laughing or talking to anyone. He was up against the wall, just like smiling.
Yes.
And I thought, I either call 911 or something. And then the second thing he said, I think he thought I was Drew Barrymore. And I knew something was wrong.
Yeah, well, that's weird.
Something was wrong.
Ah, yes.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, have you seen the trailer for Mandalorian Season 3 yet?
Oh, did I ever?
Here, play a little bit for me.
Our people are scattered like stars in the galaxy. What are we? What do we stand for? Being a Mandalorian is not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy. That way, You'll never be lost. I'm going to Mandalore so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
Bro, like, come on.
This is the way.
Oh, yes, sure is.
There's something dangerous happening out there. And by the time it becomes big enough for you to act, it'll be too late.
This is the way.
Right?
This
Looks
is the
good. So
damn
first of all,
way.
in the trailer, lots of Grogu, lots of Baby Yoda, right? Tons
Yes.
and tons and tons. Also, Paul Sung-Young Lee is in the trailer for season 3. So that means Appa's character has to be a huge part of the show, which is
Big time.
amazing.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the outfit that he's wearing,
Yes.
his uniform, is quite different. So one would assume he's moved up the rankings.
Yeah, you got a promotion
Right?
because he was a pilot in the last season, right?
I know. And then he appeared in, I think, 2 more episodes in the last season,
good
and
for him,
just
though.
like fan favorite. So
Really
of course he's back.
great. I love
wait.
that for him because he's such a fan and everything else, and it's just awesome. And then Pedro Pascal also in The Last of Us. Did you see this yet? So it's this new show.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched episode 1. So it's a new show on HBO. It's like their new big epic-y type thing. So it was Game of Thrones, and then it was Dragon, and now it's The Last of Us, which is based on a video game. The first one came out in 2013, and then I think the sequel came out in 2020, and it did like, I don't even know, like tens upon tens of millions of copies. But it is a huge show, and there's a fungus that infects humans, basically turning them into zombies. So it's like a zombie apocalypse show where he's a smuggler, and then he has to get precious cargo, which happens to be a kid, from one place to another place, and that sort of sets up the season.
Wait, so Mandalorian?
So basically Mandalorian. It's basically Mandalorian. But bro, there's a section in the sort of middle part of episode 1 which reminded me, you remember True Detective? Season 1 of True Detective. You remember that scene where he had to go and get somebody out of a drug den, and it was a shootout in the street, and it was like all in one take, and it was such an incredible like 5 minutes of television. There's a scene like that in The Last of Us where they're trying to get out of this town, and they realize that everybody's turned into zombies, where it is it's so stressful. It's so incredibly stressful, but the show's
I'm gonna watch
really
it. I'm gonna watch
good,
it.
man. It's really good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kanye West's legal team are planning to take out a large newspaper ad to inform Kanye West that they are no longer representing Kanye West.
They can't just text him?
No. So lawyers for the law firm Greenberg Traurig said in documents obtained by TMZ that Kanye has disconnected the only number that they had with him, and there was a complete breakdown in communication. And his attorney said that their firm has sought to notify Kanye via alternative means, telling him that they were no longer representing him, along with publishing a court order issued by a judge permitting the severance of the professional relationship. The attorney said that the planned ads are a last-ditch idea, as they have been trying to contact Kanye about the issue, and he has been, as of yet, unresponsive. So they got to fire him by newspaper now. That's old school.
That's awesome.
I
love it.
That is so bloody old school.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You ever heard a beaver fart, Mocha?
What?
Yeah. So, okay. So I don't know how they did, like, you know, those like cameras that are like the nature cameras that like hunters have and like National Geographic and all that stuff. So they have all these things everywhere, right? And they had one, I guess, like on a beaver dam, or like places where beavers make beaver dams. And the question was, do beavers fart? And I had just assumed that yes, beavers do fart. Why wouldn't a beaver fart, right?
All animals would fart, right?
Yeah, I think I don't think cats fart though. I'm not 100% sure that cats fart, because
my dog does all day.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so animals do fart, but a beaver fart, like, this is exactly what you would think a beaver fart would be, because
Okay, before you play it.
Yes.
So you've heard it?
I've
obviously?
heard it. Yes.
I'm going to say it is like a poof of air, very like silent, like just like a
Okay. Interesting take. But I would say this: it makes perfect sense when you listen to it because it is exactly like it sounds like the Beavers half in / half out of the water. Okay. So if anybody's interested in what a beaver fart sounds like,
I've tried that before.
Okay, enjoy. Okay, listen.
Yeah. Same.
Right?
Yeah,
we hear it again?
same.
We've all tried it, right?
Play it again.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say something right now, which is kind of cute.
Right? Knowing that it came from a beaver?
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's a cute,
Not kind of. Absolutely.
That's a cute fart.
Now, if you said that was human, we'd be like, oh, that's freaking gross.
Also, poor beaver. Right?
I know. He's trying to live his life, building a dam.
Right?
Trying to survive. You're surviving in the world.
Yes.
You expose my farts.
Right?
You're going to get clowned on.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Going through this breakdown of Lisa Marie Presley's financials at the time of her death, and her monthly budget was $92,000.
What? Does it break down on what?
Yeah. So according to legal documents that were obtained, that included $23,500 a month in rent.
Oof.
Right. Her car payments for just one of them was $1,078. And then you had creditors, IRS fees, because she owes apparently $1 million to the IRS. She was bringing in $4,000 a month from the Graceland estate and $100,000 a month from the Elvis Presley enterprise. But she had said during her divorce hearings a few years ago that she was actually $16 million in debt.
Oh, my gosh.
And this was after receiving the $100 million that she inherited from the Elvis estate when she turned 25. So the financials.
So she burned through all that money?
She burned through all that money. Yeah, and she had said at the time that it was disastrous business deals made by her former manager.
When you die, who pays your debt?
Depends on where you live. I mean, there's insurance for that, but in America, it's like,
they'll just take all your stuff.
They'll take all your
Graceland?
stuff. No, because Graceland's in a trust. Right, so Lisa Marie's going to be buried at Graceland, where Elvis was, and where her son was just buried. But they can't take Graceland, so the trust will then be passed on to her children. But yeah, no, it's crazy. But yeah, she was getting $104,000 a month from Elvis Presley Enterprise.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Tom Brady's season is done, but is Tom Brady done? The Buccaneers got blown out by Dallas 31-14. Is there?
Game.
I know. Is there? Shut up! You didn't watch a second of football. Okay, you're so full of it.
Did you guys not see the Giants game?
You're so full. The Giants game? No.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah?
Celebration at the end. Oh, man.
Okay.
Wait,
so
good.
So we're talking about the Bucs-Dallas game.
Oh, yeah. Incredible game, too.
Okay.
Good for Dallas.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. No, good for Dallas. Sure. But is there a timeline as far as when Tom Brady will decide on whether this was, in fact, his final season? Here's Tom Brady.
I'm going to go home and get a good night's sleep as good as I can tonight. This has been a lot of focus on, this game. So, yeah, it's just be one day at a time, truly.
This is just...
He's not done.
No, I know. He's not done. The third time in his 23-year career that he got put out in the first round of the postseason.
That's okay. They'll bounce back next year.
You think so?
Go Bucks.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jennifer Lopez talking about the transition of sort of blending her family and with her kids into the same house as Ben Affleck and his kids. This is all to promote her movie Shotgun Wedding, where she co-stars with Josh Duhamel, which was originally, if you remember, this was the movie Armie Hammer was supposed to be in. And then all that stuff with Armie Hammer went down, and Josh Duhamel literally took the movie on like 2 days' notice. And flew
I like
down,
that guy.
Yeah, and flew down to do
It's
it. So
better with Josh Duhamel.
yeah, so you'll hear a little bit of this Josh Duhamel at the end of this clip talking about Ben Affleck, but this is J-Lo on Family.
We moved in together. The kids moved in together. It's been like a really kind of emotional transition, but at the same time, like all your dreams coming true. And it's just been a phenomenal year, like my best year, I think, since my kids were born.
I love Ben too, though.
You do?
I do. I probably loved him longer than you have.
Yeah, I bet you have.
Damn.
He's dreamy.
He really is.
I get
He's
it.
a dreamboat. He's talented.
He's a sweetheart.
But I don't want to get into my relationship with Ben.
I think that is secretly Josh Duhamel, like throwing it out there that he wants to be in a movie. Like he's trying to sweeten the deal, right?
Of course.
Look how much I love Ben Affleck. We'd be great in a movie together.
Of course.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So it's looking like Prime Video and Amazon are going to be parting ways with Top Gear host Jeremy Clarkson. This is, of course, after all the fallout after that article he wrote about Meghan Markle back in December. There was supposed to be a press conference today, like a virtual sort of press tour for season 2 of Clarkson's Farm. And it was canceled. So Amazon, it's looking like whatever they have already ordered from Jeremy Clarkson is all that they're going to get, which should bring his contract with them to 2024. Back in December, he wrote an article for the Sun in the UK, which he suggested that Meghan Markle be, quote, to parade naked through Britain while people throw lumps of excrement at her.
Oh my God! What?
Just like
Does he know them?
Like in Game of Thrones, like shame. No, but it was just like a big article about how much he hated Meghan Markle, and then so he apologized by writing a letter to Harry, and then he also apologized on Instagram because his own daughter came out and was trashing him on her Insta for writing the article. So he said, usually I read what I've written to someone else before filing, but I was at home alone that fateful day and in a hurry, so when I'd finished, I just pressed send, and then when the column appeared the next day, the landmine exploded. He goes on to say, it was a slow rumble to start, but I ignored it, but then the rumble got louder, so I picked up a copy of The Sun to see what all the fuss was about. Well, there you have it, I guess. Was the precise moment when we suddenly realized we've completely messed up. You were sweaty and cold all at the same time, and your head pounds and you feel sick. I couldn't believe what I was reading. Had I really just said that, it was horrible. And then they did get a reply from Meghan and Harry. So the statement from them says on December 25th, 2022, Mr. Clarkson wrote to Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. The contents of the correspondence were marked as private and confidential. While a new public apology has been issued by Mr. Clarkson, what remains to be addressed is his long-standing pattern of writing articles that spread hate rhetoric, dangerous conspiracy theories, and misogyny. The statement goes on to say, unless each of his other pieces were also written, quote, in a hurry, as he states, it's clear that this is not an isolated incident shared in haste, but rather a series of articles shared in hate.
Hold on a second. Why is he writing an apology to Prince Harry and not one directly to Meghan Markle?
That's the whole thing. Is that's part of it? Is that the email that he sent was addressed to Prince Harry and not to Meghan Markle? So which sucks. I mean, listen, the guy's like he's a huge douche, but I like that Clarkson's Farm show. It was a good show. It was one of the best sort of COVID shows to come out of COVID. But yeah, no, there's no way that they can keep things going with him. And he's been fired from other networks too for saying just awful stuff.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Scientists in France have created a way to divert lightning strikes using weather-controlling super lasers.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Okay. So researchers at the Polytechnic Institute in Paris guided the strikes from thunderclouds to places that won't cause damage. The team says the new technique could save power stations, airports, launch pads, and other buildings from disaster. So yes, this is a good thing. Basically what they have is a system that creates a huge sort of like lightning rod in a metal conductor that intercepts lightning and then can guide it to other places. So when lightning happens, this thing redirects lightning to more safe areas.
Couldn't they send it back up to space?
Couldn't this fall into the wrong hands?
Not couldn't it, when will it?
Isn't this what Gru tried to steal in Despicable Me? Something like this, right?
Yeah.
So
maybe that's where they got the idea from.
So
maybe in part one he wanted to steal the moon.
Yes. The 5-ton device is about the size of a large car and fires up to 1,000 pulses per second. Same. The scientists installed near telecommunications tower in the Swiss
I'd clap
Alps,
if I could, but I can't.
which is struck by lightning roughly 100 times a year. I know right now the device is 5 tons in the size of a car, but it's only a matter of time before somebody makes this wristwatch size. You know what I'm saying? Right?
100%.
Yeah.
First in line to buy.
Thank you. Same. Me too.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Ted Lasso will be coming back in the spring. No exact date, but that will be soon. Also, the sequel to Murder Mystery with Jennifer Aniston.
And Adam Sandler. Love that movie. That first one was so good.
March 31st is when that drops. Antoine Fuqua is directing a Michael Jackson biopic, which I didn't think anybody would try and do. But he's put together this team of people who only win Academy Awards. Which is crazy. So they're shooting that soon. So I don't know I haven't even heard any rumblings of anybody who's going to be playing Michael, like at all. Like not even rumors or anything. But he did. Antoine Fuqua did Training Day in 2001. Which classic. Denzel Washington got a Best Actor Academy Award for that. And then he did The Magnificent Seven in 2016. He did The Guilty. And then most recently, Emancipation was his most recent thing. So there is a Michael Jackson biopic coming, written by the guy who wrote Skyfall. Skyfall. I think the James Bond movie. Yeah, I think so, something like that.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Madonna is going back on tour. I don't know if you saw the clip. They shot it. They were in a room, and Madonna's there with Amy Schumer, Judd Apatow, Jack Black. Who else was there? Diplo was there. Was it Lil? Who was there? Was
Lil
it
Wayne?
Was it Lil Wayne that was there?
Yeah.
Lil Wayne was there, and they were.
Wait, hold on. They were
all sitting around
at
a
her
table.
house.
I don't know. They were all sitting around a table playing Truth or Dare, and I think it was at one point somebody dared Diplo to like dip his stuff in his drink and then finish it, and he did. And then, anyway, so here's how this was all like a promo to get Madonna to announce her world tour. So here is the back and forth between Madonna and Amy Schumer.
I just want to make sure you all know why you're here. Yes. Amy Schumer. Oh. Truth or Dare? Dare. I want you to show me with this spread how you lick your husband's. What? I mean.
I think we're done. Nope. Madonna.
Yeah.
I dare you to do a world tour and play your greatest hits.
4 decades?
Yeah.
As in 40 years?
Yeah.
We're talking
We're
like
talking
a virgin.
open your heart. We're talking tropical on the island breeze.
All of nature, wild and free. This is where I long to be. La Isla Bonita. Wait, hold up. That's a lot of songs. You think people would come to that show?
I'll be there. Well, I'll be there.
You there?
Yeah, I'm there.
There? Okay, so the answer is yeah. 80s, 90s, 2000s, 4 decades of music avec moi. MLVC. Welcome to the party, bitches.
Whatever she did to her teeth makes her voice sound weird now. She
It's
can barely
grills.
talk.
She
Is
wears
it the
grills.
grills?
Sounds like
Yeah.
Sounds like a boring ass show.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know, guys. I don't think it's gonna sell out. It's not gonna
selling
sell
out.
out.
Pre-sale was yesterday.
Shut up, Mocha.
Nah,
what are the ticket
nobody-
prices like, more?
So we were looking at like the nosebleeds. The back of the nosebleeds were
Yeah.
$500 each.
Like resale, or that is ticket price?
ticket price.
500.
Oh,
what were
no.
what were
the
the
floors were like $1,500 each.
just straight up ticket price?
Matthew said like if we
$1,500
wanted to
each?
sit where we went for Mariah, it would have been $5,000 to go see Madonna. So tickets are on sale tomorrow. We're going to try again.
God, but aren't you part of some pre-sale Madonna thing?
That was what was yesterday. It was $500 each.
But why couldn't you get tickets on the
every
Superfan
time
pre-sale?
Every time Matthew clicked a seat,
Yeah.
somebody stole it from him. Like the tickets just kept going and
Steal
going.
it from him.
It just wasn't available. Somebody else bought the ticket.
Personally. Madonna's guilty, though, of in her shows over the years of rearranging the arrangements of some of her big songs.
That's
which,
our complaint.
Which is not fun for fans. So I
that's the complaint.
only hope that when she does this tour, she sticks to the original arrangements of songs as opposed to turning them all into these DJ remix versions of the songs that you like.
You're literally saying what every fan is hoping for.
Because for those ticket prices, like if she's going to do Holiday, I want to hear Holiday the way Holiday is supposed to sound.
And if you're doing a greatest hits tour, how could you not do it the original way?
Because it's Madonna, man, and Madonna thinks that stuff is cool, where I can't stand it.
Agreed.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Stephen A. Smith from ESPN, man, this guy is a meme machine. Everything he says goes viral. He is such a hothead. He is like the king of hot takes. And yesterday, he was on the Sherry Show with Sherry Shepherd, and they were talking about the Super Bowl halftime show, and Rihanna came up, and this is what he said.
Are you excited for this halftime show?
I don't want to say I'm not excited. She's fantastic.
I sense
There's
but-
one thing she's not.
Uh-huh.
She ain't Beyonce.
I know she's not Beyonce, but wait a minute. Hold up.
Hold on.
Steven.
The only reason I brought up Beyonce is because Beyonce recently performed at the Super Bowl.
She's had her time. Now there's Rihanna. Rihanna's coming back.
Rihanna's music is fantastic. She's great. She's a sister. I love her dearly. I listen to her music. I'm going to support her till the cows come home. I'm just telling you, for me, there's Beyonce and there's everybody else. Just like it was Michael Jackson and there was everybody else.
You got to give Rihanna a chance because I really think Rihanna's going to surprise you.
So what are you supposed to do? Like, nobody can do the Super Bowl halftime show now?
No,
Like, is that
listen,
what
here's the
he's-
thing. We all know not we all know, but one thing that Stephen A. Smith is notorious for is saying controversial things for the reason of getting his name out there and for publicity, right? So I don't think that Stephen A. Smith on Sherry Shepherd's show yesterday didn't know what he was saying. He said all of that for a reason, knowing the reaction that was going to come afterwards.
Of course.
He did all this on purpose.
No, of
right?
course, but I don't think that he doesn't believe it, though. Like, I don't think he's full of it. I think he believes what he's saying. But what does that mean then? Like, does that mean, like, nobody else can do it? Like, I understand, you can take the side of that, Rihanna is no Beyonce. Sure, of course. But where does that leave us then with the Super Bowl halftime show?
Yeah,
I
like
understand-
nobody... that everyone is going to be compared to Beyonce
But to
moving
what he's
forward,
saying,
according to
he's
Stephen A.
just-
Smith,
he's
right?
just not even excited about it. Anyway, so he really stepped in it yesterday, and then of course Stephen A. Smith, after the comments, issued the apology, sort of.
I get paid to speak for a living, so I need to be more careful. I want Rihanna to know you're a superstar. You're sensational. You're spectacular. You're no joke. And you are a worthy person to be doing the Super Bowl halftime show. Having said all of that, I was answering the question from Sherry Shepherd. Now, I'm a Beyonce fan. I think that Beyonce is not only a phenomenal performer, the phenomenal performer. And the only reason any kind of comparison came into play is because Beyonce performed at halftime of the Super Bowl, not just by herself, but one separate Super Bowl performance with Bruno Mars and Coldplay. And I thought those were two of the greatest shows that I've ever seen. Anybody who does Super Bowl halftime show, forever I'm going to say Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Coldplay, and then Beyonce by themselves. Michael Jackson could still be alive, and I would say it's got to measure up to that. I've always said that. I meant it as no disrespect to Rihanna. I know she's phenomenal, and she's my sister. Nothing but love for her. But Beyonce is my sister, too. I got love for both of them. I just think that Beyonce is the greatest performer out there today. That's me. That doesn't mean I'm hating on anybody else. Doesn't mean I'm damn sure wishing for Rihanna to fail. I don't believe she's going to fail. She's going to be great.
Fail? Who's talking
Nobody
about
said anything
fail?
about fail. God, this guy just needs to shut up, man. Honestly.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Titanic 25 years later with James Cameron. We talked about this a little while ago where he's putting to rest once and for all the idea that both Jack and Rose could have fit on that door in the end of the movie. And they recreate it in a pool with professionals, whereas he said they put like sensors on them and in them, whatever that meant, and stuck them in freezing cold water and had these people try and recreate it to prove that there is no way that both Jack and Rose could have survived. So here's a little bit of James Cameron on the February 5th special.
So now let's do the real test. Let's put them through a simulation of all of the things that Jack and Rose went through. So we did exactly what they did in the movie, except that we doubled the time for every stage of it because our water wasn't as cold.
Going into 28-degree water, and that just makes you gasp. And that's the cold shock. Accelerates the heart rate, constricts blood vessels, so your blood pressure goes up immediately.
And the guy pushes her under.
Come on now.
1,000, 2, 1,000, back up. 1,000, 2, 1,000, and Jack, save me. Jack swims over. Jack! And 1, 2, 3. All right, swim, Rose. And the faster your heart's beating,
swim.
the faster that cooling blood from your arms and legs is coming into your core, taking your temperature down. So I was really curious to see what that did to Jack's situation.
Yeah, dead.
And it's pretty interesting. What we saw was
pretty
that
interesting.
He got up on there, and he immediately went into the really strong, shaking, shivering.
Such a liar. The question is there room for two on that door? The answer, yes.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jennifer Lopez on with Jimmy Kimmel. 1 nugget, 2 nugget, 3 nugget, 4. What does J-Lo think of the name Bennifer?
Do you like the name Bennifer? Is that something you like or
You know
dislike?
what? I've learned to embrace it. I think years ago it was kind of like, oh, Bennifer. Actually, it wasn't a bad thing even years ago, but I think it became a thing where people made fun of it. But then it continued throughout the years. Other people were doing it, and it was just...
Because I think Aflo is good, too.
Do you?
It kind of sounds like Afro.
It sounds Afro or
if you want to be first, it could be Loaf, L-O-A-F, you know?
I don't like that.
You don't like that one, huh?
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.